Hey, stories with things in them, with pictures and words. It's great fun for some of us at least. All right, let's get going. Here's Smudcast number 328. Race change in live action. Is it okay? Ask Armin. And Armin is one of the fellows from the comic book cast. And this is his second channel, which I assume he uses for other things. And this came out, 5 years ago in August. And he's going to be rambling on in general about all kinds of changes, I think, that happened with the Spider-Man movie. I think that's where we talk about.
They changed Mary Jane.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
White. Redhead.
So I want to know what.
Because redheads are getting race swapped, aren't they? A lot.
I honestly don't care what the adaptations do. I want to know why though. Like I want to know what's the value of these characters now that they've changed.
It's got to become a trend. Yeah, but it's becoming a trend that a lot of redheaded characters are getting race swapped to being black women.
They've been doing that for years.
Yeah,
it's specifically redheads to black women.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's what I'm about to say. It's not like there's also blondes and brunettes. It's like, no, it's just redheads, and it's like really odd. But anyway.
All right, so let me just see how long this thing is. It's less than 10 minutes, so it's not going to be too bad.
Oh, that's good.
What else we got here? It had about 55,000 views, and for some reason I can't see the dislike bar, but I can see it in Opera. I can't see it in Firefox. I can't see it in Google Chrome, but I can see it in Opera, and I don't know why.
All right.
Yeah, so I can't tell you what the dislike bar is, but there's 1.1 upvotes, 1.1 thousand upvotes. So tells you that
55,000 views. That doesn't sound like a lot of upvotes.
Well, it's always a 80-90% difference between the views and the actual people who vote, because a lot of people just watch the video and just close. So,
Usually, and you're right. Usually, engagement is about 10% with the like buttons.
Right. Exactly.
From what I've seen, but yeah, that I would guess this is this awesome YouTube feature that they praised, where you can hide just the dislike numbers.
I'm seeing the dislike number now. It's only 228 dislikes.
Okay, good. All right, cool. I don't know why.
Because and this is the other effect you have, because the dislike number is hidden on some devices. The assumption is that it must be higher.
Well, might be because I'm signed in. I don't know exactly what's causing this. The only difference between those three things, my three browsers, is I'm signed in on Google and Firefox, and Opera I just use for generic testing. So it's like, oh, why did that happen? I don't know. So maybe it's something they haven't pushed to everyone generically. I don't know. YouTube's a weird place, so couldn't tell you. Anyway,
it's a strange place. We don't go there.
Yeah.
YouTube is reminds me more and more as one of these big socialist projects. Like if it hadn't been big from the get-go, like Google hadn't acquired it and basically financed it, because I don't know if it ever made money even now, but it didn't for 10 years, and if they had started YouTube the way that fucking up the UI, fucking up the usability, fucking up the features, this thing would never have taken off. And that's what all these big socialist projects look like. They're just design errors from the get-go. They're all stillborn projects. They all crumble.
When Google took control, that's when it's always going to be there, because they were doing their algorithms for their own data, and it says, hey, we needed a video platform. Let's just
they had their own video Google. Personally, I'd say it was compared to the quality of YouTube, it was the better system.
Right.
However, they took YouTube because it had a much wider reach, much wider user base, And that's why they got it, because they didn't care about the does it make us money? They cared about how many people can we reach.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what Google is looking at.
Yeah.
The numbers, and that's what their algorithm is like, and that's why the content of their algorithm, because we're talking about Google as the search engine, they care about certain data or data sets, and video was the hot thing. It's still the hot thing. It's always going to be the bigger thing until we get some other kind of format like interactive 3D surround video or some sort of interactive augmented reality format, or who knows what kind of format. And it'll just acquire that or do that, and that'll be the new hot thing. Everyone's going to have VR headsets and all this crap. So who knows what the next thing is going to be, but that's why they got it, just because it was big. And as a result, it's still here.
Yeah, because they keep pumping money into it. That's why no competitor has any chance, because this isn't a fair competitor, to be honest. And from what we can see of Google internal politics and I'm sorry, I'm very, very exhausted. Let's say the boss level of Google and their politics. YouTube, it looks like you could interpret that YouTube was acquired for the sole purpose of being able to push a narrative, to propagandize, to influence. That's why they never cared about making it a profitable product, because that was not a priority.
I actually don't even know if they make money. I'm sure they do, because it's so big and there's so many advertisers and ads are running.
I do remember from 2017 still it didn't make money.
Really?
It didn't get out of the red. I don't know the years past 2017, but 2017, I'm pretty sure it still didn't get out of the red.
If they're paying millions upon millions of dollars to creators every day, they have to be
this thing is pumped up.
Yeah, they have to be pulling in billions from somewhere. So,
yeah, they are not breaking even. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
They have to keep pumping money into this. YouTube is subsidized by the rest of Google.
Either that, or they're selling children on the black market.
And even then, it still doesn't get out of the red.
Well, kids don't go for that much these days, do you?
All right. Yeah, it's just essentially due to the subsidization by Google.
For a $5.
We get YouTube as a technology that technically we couldn't have yet, because it is not economically feasible.
Okay, so this is actually an 8-minute video. It's shorter than I thought. So it shouldn't be that hard to go through, depending on the arguments, of course. But I think in principle, I don't really care so much who depicts who, unless there's an actual message specific to this individual that, oh, we needed a black woman to do this because we're going to talk about race issues, or a white woman to do this because she's a privileged white woman to play, I don't know, some other character that should not be white.
Why can't a white woman not talk about racism, and why can't a black woman not talk about how she is privileged?
Black people are not privileged.
What's what I mean? Like,
I hate this. I despise this whole racist notion that privilege is solely tied to race. That it has nothing to do with your social standing in life, with your social class, with your economic class. Yeah. That is just it is gaslighting an entire population.
Yeah, you try and tell the British working man that they're entitled, and it's like, yeah, okay, entitled to
Yeah,
what?
and it's rich fucks in big mansions with gold chains around their necks and other jewelry, with the biggest cars, with all the Apple products, and these people are telling working class people that the working class people are privileged, and that the rich fucks are oppressed. This is insanity, and they're teaching this to children in schools and later in universities.
Well, people try and say that the British public are entitled because of like the benefits that we have, with like our work weeks, our holidays, our benefits and everything like that. But we had to fight for all those things to get it. It wasn't like given to us. We had to protest, do numerous uprisings, and there's a long road to get all these benefits that are now we're being called entitled for using just because we're white. It's like, right, okay.
Just curious, who's calling you entitled?
Oh, everyone's called. I come to Britain. Everyone calls the white people entitled. They're just every day.
Yeah.
Well, I find it's majority 20-something freshly out of university white kids from the southeast who tell me that I'm entitled, then scoff, drink their tea, and then go back to mummy and daddy's 5-bedroom mansion in the Cotswolds, and then tell me how communism's the greatest thing ever, while daddy's like a CEO of a banking company or something.
And suddenly, for no reason at all, the French Revolution.
Don't worry, I'd put a couple of them under a guillotine. So the people like Tabernacle, that's the people who call us entitled. Those just imagine like a whole generation of Tabernacles, and then you get an idea of why like Britain's screwed.
People who've never worked a day in their lives, people who've never experienced any relevant level of pain and struggle.
It all goes back to Tabernacle.
Yeah. You look at that guy and tell me you can imagine this guy has ever done any day of work in his life.
But all I say, once you start realizing that guy, that bloke, that Tabernacle, is literally the stereotypical knob in like the UK, and the ones who are like moaning the most, you start to realize why there's such a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Because you lot look at him like, God, he's just talking nuts. And I'm like, nope, that's what 99% of university students think when they come out. And we've got like 10 years worth of these people saying the exact same stuff. And it's just like, oh my God.
And these people coming out of universities will become your children's teachers in elementary school and younger. And the only way to do something against that is
genocide.
That if you manage to keep your children from being brainwashed, to also tell them, or yourself, if you are at that age, to decide to go into education yourself. Because these loons only have power because they hold control over the education sector. And for all the parties in the Western nations, never ever leave the education ministry to the left. They always want that thing first, and they know why. But apparently, you are naive and blind yourself about it. You need to keep them from getting control over the education ministry. Leftist policy in the education ministries destroys education of youth. The best example of that should be Finland.
Yeah. At the end of the day with it, it's one of the things like the left don't want to educate your children because educated people don't become communists.
Yes. And if you look at what they're doing in the United States with math at this point, where they are pushing a curriculum, officially push a curriculum about math that says the pursuit of the correct answer is something privileged and racist.
Oh, anyway, race change, something happier.
Yay!
Than the nihilistic, cynical world of which I live.
Okay. So here's our first donation. Thank you, Francis Board Coppola. I'm of the opinion that if a visual medium is being adapted to another visual medium, someone who looks like the character from that visual medium should be cast. Makes sense to me. And I don't think we should allow these Marxists to dictate to us when race swapping is okay. Honestly, to me, I don't really care. Like, if they just changed Mary Jane to whatever, like they just hired some Asian chick, I'll be like, I don't care. It doesn't bother me. If she's the same character as depicted in the story from the comic book or wherever you're going, like you're going back technology, you're going from movie to comic book, like you see that with video games. So I don't care. But at the same time, it doesn't make sense if you're inventing a new story with a race swap character and it's supposed to be in continuity. Then you have a problem. If it's its own thing, who cares?
Yeah, and Eric July had a good response to Brianna Wu about that, whom he got into a hassle with. And so you can look that up if you want. But on this matter, I think this Mary Jane Spider-Man stuff, I would even disagree. I'm not big into US comics, but I would disagree with what you just said, Smart, in the sense that a character like Mary Jane, that is half a century old, is essentially as defined in her attributes as are depictions of Zeus in Greece. In big statues and
Listen, you know that doesn't matter because they made Achilles black, so...
Yeah, shut up.
Hey, listen, they made Anvil black.
And
that is an even greater insult to someone else's culture.
Considering the gods can change their shape and form and face at will and voice and impregnate through other means.
Yeah, but it doesn't make any sense why they would do that at the Battle of Troy.
Okay, but we're talking about a aesthetic of some appearance.
Why are there suddenly Africans at the Battle of Troy?
That's weird. I don't know.
On the throne why is there suddenly an African?
When we're talking about magic, that's one thing. We're talking about historical accuracy. That's also another thing. So we want to be careful with what we're changing and how it makes sense. I don't care the change. I just want it to make sense. It doesn't matter to me what she looks like. Obviously, if you're talking about a woman who fits the personality of Mary Jane and the popularity, she has to be outgoing, she has to be beautiful, she has to be friendly, she has to be all these things. And so long as she is all of those things, I don't care what actress they get for her. And so long as it makes, like, maybe she speaks like 13 different languages. That'll be like, what the hell is that about? That came out of nowhere. So they have to explain why she's this amazing linguist. And I don't know, she wants to travel and she's been focusing on that and that sort of thing. Like, you could invent other stuff with the character of Zeus or Achilles, and you could add to the mythos. Sure, go for it.
Okay, some other comparison. It's as if you made an animal-related god that is, for example, depicted as a bear. Suddenly, you decide for your iteration of telling the story, you let him be played by a goat.
Yeah, there's certain things you don't do. I think the main problem with race change, and I think this is Wes was getting to with his point, is it's when you know that it's just there for pandering, and it's not there for the story reason or for any reason that makes sense. It's literally there so that they can go on Twitter and go, "Hey, look at us! We changed this character into Black Man number 247."
Right. I would agree.
Yeah, it is deliberate. It is not. They do not do it because they found better actors. or really good
Hmm.
actors that get the character across, which is the one time where we can accept the exception to this.
Like,
They're just
Nick
doing
Fury, I
it
guess.
for the race swap. That's the point. They
Yeah,
admit that. They boast about it.
Yeah, well,
They could have gone out of their way to find actors that look like the original depictions.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Well,
Which
it's
makes
like
the
the
story
thing
and
with
the whole thing, the iteration, more believable, more authentic.
Yeah.
But they deliberately go against that because they are obsessed with, here, look, we made this other thing from your culture black. Ha ha ha. You are a racist if you don't like it.
Yeah, well, the thing with I always go back to the Anne Boleyn thing because it's like the most recent thing and the most real blatant display.
Yeah, that's why asking for a white Black Panther is justified.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is as well, one of the other complaints about the whole series was the acting was pretty bland. So like with Wisp said, it wasn't even like they got the best actor or actress. Sorry. It just seemed to be an incredibly bland program that literally just hinged on this race swap.
Well, the way that I think it works well, at least in the Marvel universe, is we have examples of the Ultimate series, or I don't know, where they have like Nick Fury, and it's played by Samuel L. Jackson, but it didn't have to be. It didn't have to be him. It could have been anyone because you're creating a new universe. But once you do that, continuity doesn't matter. So you're effectively rebooting something, which is great. You can do all kinds
but it's almost like if they made comics from that universe, the MCU universe, but made Samuel L. Jackson white. I'd have a problem with that because that Nick Fury's not white.
That would be funny.
Black.
That'd be kind of funny. It's like we get Samuel come in here and put the white.
That is Samuel L. Jackson as Nick Fury is that exception that people like, where it works.
Yeah, but because like what Smud says, it was a brand new universe that's not really connected to the comics, apart from the fact that they use the characters from the comics. But it's set up in its own universe. So what I'm saying is, if they made like a spin-off, like even if they made a Nick Fury movie, right? Let's just say they do that, and they cast like I don't know, Seth Rogen as Nick Fury instead of Samuel L. Jackson. It'd be a bit like, wait, what? Why are you race swapping this person? It's it's the exact same thing. Like it doesn't make sense to do it, and that would just be pandering, and that's a problem with a race change. But I think we should probably start the video since we've been yattering for a bit.
All right, let's go.
Hey, what is up, guys? So I'm back for another Ask or Meet Some BS, and today we're going to be looking at a topic that...
Hold on, Wisp. Why are you typing so loud?
Because my mic is so good. And Dunn is not here.
That was you. Yeah, Dunn's not here. Oh, so you're making a box and you're typing really loud.
I'm not making a box. I put my box in the kitchen.
Ah, right. But yeah, you're typing really loudly.
Wisp, are you going to get something to eat too? Because I could hear your stomach rumbling.
You're making that up.
No.
Because I'm not hearing my stomach rumbling.
Because you're listening to the video, that's why.
But yeah, I don't know whether like your mic's close to your keyboard or something, but yeah, I can hear every single type
It's okay.
that you do.
Yeah, get a cherry keyboard. They're good.
All right.
Honestly, I thought it was Smud, but
No, I have that thing called push to talk. I keep telling me people to use, but no one wants to.
No,
use it.
it's really strange because in some instances, Discord does never pick up on it. TeamSpeak does not pick up on it, and in some instances it does. I don't know why it sometimes does and sometimes doesn't. And so it doesn't for a while, so I forget, and then it suddenly does again, and I don't know why. I'm not changing anything.
maybe it depends on how much you talk about communism.
Maybe.
They're moderating
All right.
it.
Well,
It's bad, by the way. Communism is bad. Just Just
Roses are red, violets
just
are
a
blue.
PSA.
Communism is bad.
Roses are red, violets are commies are bad. I want to fuck you. I don't know.
What?
That's about
Are you
Sideways.
writing poetry to your girlfriend there? What are you doing?
Hey, bitch,
Yeah,
communism
those
is
are
bad.
red,
Eat some
violets
fries.
are blue. Commies is bad. I want to fuck you. Get in the van or something. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not really good at this romance thing. So
That sounds like it could work. So
All
I'm not
right.
doubting it.
All right, let's go. I'm just realizing this guy has a
commies is
crazy
bad.
background.
This rag smell of chloroform.
All these figurines, he's plastered to his walls in some cases.
It's a strange man cave. It looks like in the
big,
bottom left he has
yeah.
3 times the same Star Wars figure, but I think it's different ones.
It's fine. You know what?
Yeah,
let him
you
have
never watched
the-
this? Watch these guys?
No.
Yeah, just let him have his weird stuff. It's
I have no
fine.
idea who these people are.
Yeah. Anyway.
I don't know who Armin is.
Well, Wisp, I don't know these people personally, but yeah, it's just let them have the whole.
They used to
let 'em
do
just
a lot of geeky stuff. I used to watch them, but I just
You used to watch a lot. You used to watch a lot of people, Eric, and I'm just surprised because every time you're on, you're like, "Yeah, I used to watch these people. Yeah, they're pretty bad now."
All right.
My teenage years were crazy.
He
While
has a
everyone else
large
was doing
poster of
drugs,
Kylo Ren. I can't take him
alcohol, and
seriously.
sex. I was watching men in man caves talking about movies.
Yeah, there's lots of fan art of people from movies that never posed like this or never have any meaning behind the shot. It just looks stylistic. It's like, oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Looks good. But other than that, what it represents is dumb.
Oh, that's just.
Yeah, and Chad is right. This looks like natural lighting. That's bad. Don't do that.
Here
I
is
think the video that made me stop watching it was like he tried to defend Iron Man 3, and I was like, nope, not having it.
here is Sonic's gay ball problem. This guy's room is giving me Chris Chan vibes. Chris Chan.
I never went down that rabbit hole, and I don't want to by the scraps I've
He's
heard
a
of it.
Christian. He's a Christian.
No.
You know what? Damn you, Eric! You stole my joke. I couldn't press unmute quick enough to do my joke, and Eric stole it. Smud, tell him off.
Well,
I'm bad.
guys, whenever you go on camera, get a haircut, okay? That's all I say. Anyway.
Never.
Let's go.
My hair must not be cut. It must grow even longer.
All right, fine.
Yes, Wes.
Wisp's hair is so long, it's creeping towards the Polish border again.
If you're a spirit, where do you get your haircut?
Dude, I'm just saying there's a certain length of hair that where it gets in the way in certain daily things you do.
Oh no, you didn't do the joke. You could have gone, Wisp gets their haircut done at the boobers. You know, because Boo was like...
I'm not drunk enough for that. However, I do have Bacardi.
Oh.
Well, get drink. Yeah, get
No,
drink.
Batida de Coco. Even better.
Do it, because I'm literally making myself some fish fingers right now.
I
Get this.
I like coconut stuff.
All right. Anyway.
I'm having my dinner literally at this moment in time, making it up while we watch this guy.
Anyway, let's go.
Data topics everywhere, it seems, this past week. We do not have official confirmation yet, but let's just get into it.
I don't have a theme song, so this is a placeholder.
So, of course, the big question most of you want to know was, hey,
That was
Armin,
okay.
is race important when it comes to a certain character? And I've seen this debated both ways, so I'm hoping to tackle it from both ways. First, to me, depends on the character. So let's get into that. Mary Jane Watson, that's the big topic at hand. That's what people want to know about. Can Mary Jane be black? Yes. And I want to ask you guys that are going to be against this, because I guarantee there's comments and dislikes going on.
I'd say the more we are dealing with side characters, the less important this becomes. The more of a core character of whatever we're dealing with something is, the more relevant the authentic representation it is. Because that's also the vision of the creator in part. that you're dealing with. And if you with things like the MCU or the DC multiverse, you have multiverses where all of these characters can be in another iteration of that multiverse, another subset of it. There can be different races or whatever. Yeah, sure. But that's usually not the first thing we put on the cinema screen. We don't put an alternative universe on the cinema screen. We put the most original one on the cinema screen. And especially since the cinema screen hasn't been introduced with the whole multiverse thing. For the average moviegoer, the MCU is supposed to be the original thing. There is no knowledge of a multiverse.
Well,
Not yet, at least.
But that is the point.
Anyway.
That's why you shouldn't change the core characters in that.
Well, I'd like to bring up just again Ghost in the Shell, which I thought as a movie was fine. Scarlett Johansson played the Major, who is obviously an anime Japanese woman, but in the story, her body, as we all know, is she can shift bodies. It's not a big deal, but her background in relation to her body was part of the plot. So why she looked different than what we might have thought, because she did actually have Japanese parents, but
and Scarlett Johansson is a good lookalike for Kusanagi's cyborg body.
Exactly. So there was many things that worked, I thought, with the story as well as her playing the role. And if she didn't play the role, I bet you this movie would not even gotten made. So I thought this was a good swap. I thought the story that even included
that wasn't a swap.
I would say it is. It's
I don't think that was a swap because it's about look-alike, not about Japanese. Anime characters do not look Japanese for the most part.
Well, if we're talking
with
about
their huge round eyes,
I would say.
You tell me that anime manga characters look Japanese?
Ghost in the Shell, I would say some of them are very Japanese, very Chinese as well because of the genre. The genre is cyberpunk. And that's heavily influenced by the
Asian. But Kusanagi's cyborg body does not look Japanese.
Yeah, the problem with anime is they don't. You can't really say that.
Yeah, it's deformed, and whether an anime plays in Japan or Europe, medieval Europe. The characters are drawn the same way.
Okay, well,
for if you go a little bit stylized and not in these hyper realistic things like Perfect Blue, then you will not be able to tell the difference.
If you watch the original movie as well as the series, the second gig as well, the eyes, at least in that style, are they're anime eyes, but they're not gigantic. So yes, they do look, the pupils or the color part of the eye are bigger than they should be. But there's lots of characters who either don't have those eyes, they have robotic eyes. They look very realistic, which is...
Yeah, you have Japanese-looking people like, what was his
Saito.
name? Monkey Man.
What? Monkey Man?
The old guy.
Aramaki.
Aramaki, yes, Aramaki. Yeah, he looks Japanese, the way he's drawn.
Right.
And some other characters too. Tosuga? Is that his name?
Well, a standalone complex. What's that game called? I don't know how long it went on. That was very realistic looking. Like the eyes were not exact. They were not anime eyes. They were properly shaped eyes. So,
however, what you apparently missed about the movie, because you just mentioned his name, Saito, in the Ghost in the Shell movie with Scarlett Johansson, was blackwashed. Saito was played by a black man. He only was there for 6 seconds, but he was blackwashed.
Right, but it doesn't matter.
So if he's there for just 6 seconds, it's still Saito. In the movie, where they take so much effort to really make every character look alike to the original. But Saito is suddenly black, and nobody mentions that. Nobody lost a word about that. It's just snuck in there at the end.
It's honestly not that big a deal. I wish they would have kept. Well, I wish they didn't have those characters in the backgrounds. They weren't even needed for the plot.
Mm-hmm.
And they did a great thing with what's his name? I can't remember his name. Basically, the second in command dude. Like they had his whole backstory where he loses his arms or he gets his cybernetic eyes. Like that was not necessary. Yeah, what's his name? Bato. There you go. Thank you. I was thinking of Fatu. I was like, what the hell's his name? It's not the wrong guy. But they included that into the story, and to me it didn't matter if he would have been a big black man or a big Asian man or a big American. Like it made no difference, especially in a world where the plot of
the whole point of this movie was to have every iconic scene of every franchise that of iteration of Ghost in the Shell. I'm using iteration so often tonight. Of Ghost in the Shell that came before, make everything look as authentically Ghost in the Shell as there was before, and just find some way to find a red string to put all these scenes up that somehow make a coherent story, which is my biggest criticism of the thing. Looks amazing, but the story is just bullshit. It doesn't. It's just an assortment of iconic nostalgia scenes.
The focus was to do that. Yes.
When you want to make everything super authentic, and then you race swap a character for no reason other than to race swap him and to have a black man in the fucking thing, then you fail at even that.
Well, that's the thing. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't change because those scenes weren't.
Doesn't matter to you.
No, but those scenes weren't in the actual. Whatever, I can't even remember where that would have been in the movie or the series. Like I don't know that bar.
What do you mean? What scenes?
The scenes with these other side characters that just pop up in the background. Like I don't.
Oh, the battle thing you mean? Well, they did try to flesh out something for the audience to relate to, so that you don't only have Kusanagi.
They had a few memorable scenes, which they pretty much got the same camera angles and the same poses. The fight scene in the fountain wasn't quite the same.
Almost all the movie was scenes from previous installments of Ghost in the Shell.
I don't think so. Definitely.
I just in the same year before that came out, I had watched the original movie and second gig, Arise, and it's all there. It's the entire movie is I'd say 60 to 80%.
No.
It's footage from previous installments.
That's way too high.
Put on a string.
No. There's at least 3 or 4 memorable ones I can think of, but that's not the whole movie.
Well, I didn't say 100%. Are you not?
But you're saying 60 to 80%. Like that's way too high. 4 scenes, maybe 4 scenes.
There's entire plot strings that are taken from previous installments. Little stories from Standalone Complex, little stories from Arise. It's just all put in there.
Yeah, but even then, they're doing their own thing, which is the point of an adaptation. You're allowed.
It's not doing its own thing. It's just the telling of bits and pieces and putting puzzle pieces from different parts together.
Yes, if you're taking,
it's just an amalgamation. It's not its own thing.
That's its own. Amalgamation is its own thing. Yes, that's the beauty of the sum of its parts being greater. When you take this element from that story and that element from another story,
it doesn't make anything greater. Then it's a failed amalgamation.
No,
which is my criticism.
It's either an amalgamation which works well with nostalgia, which it does. It is nostalgic, and it looks very good. It's not a perfect copy, but it's not supposed to be. No one's saying it's supposed to be. They got the right elements, and I admit the side characters aren't needed, so why even have them? But they threw them in there anyway. They threw in Aramaki. He looks totally different. You're like, okay.
Yeah, that's Aramaki is my other big. I have a few big complaints about the Ghost in the Shell movie. Aramaki is one of them. He was played by Takeshi Kitano. the Takeshi's Castle guy who also made lots of movies.
But that makes sense.
And I think this was his like he wanted to do something big.
Yeah.
He's pretty old at this point, but I understand why he would want to play Aramaki. However, he played him completely wrong. He didn't play Aramaki, he played himself. That is one of the things that pissed me off about that, and that destroyed my immersion of it. Because Aramaki is this straight guy who's like this tiny man who's standing in his too tight jacket, slight hunchback because he's old, but he's always stern. Like no matter how much taller you are than him, he is mentally taller than you, and everybody in the room always feels that. When he sits down, he sits straight in the same manner that he's standing, and the way Kitano played him was he's just lounging in a chair when he sits in it, like he's slumping into it and his suit is way too big for him. That wasn't Aramaki. It was a caricature, not even a caricature. It was just something else. So that's Aramaki. The way Kitano played Aramaki is one of the biggest flaws of that movie.
Well, we can always look at Ishikawa. He was barely in the movie as well, and he was played by, I think, a black man, and I didn't care. His hair seemed to match, but I'm not going for accuracy. I'm going for, is he the right guy to play this character? Because you don't have time to flesh out all these characters. You're not supposed to. It's not about them. So they look good, and if they look reasonably well, I think that's as I care for something to look good, which is the point of the movie, is visuals to be somewhat attractive. They don't have to be perfect. That's good enough for me. I don't need what's his name, the detective guy, Togosa. I don't need Togosa to be what's that guy from Stargate SG-1, MacGyver. He doesn't have to look like MacGyver. Like, I don't care if he has a.
You mean O'Neill?
Yeah. Richard Dean Anderson. I don't need Richard Dean Anderson in there, or a guy who looks like him to appease me, right? I think they just got some Japanese dude. I don't even remember what he looked like. Like, that's fine. He's not important to the plot. His character background isn't relevant. He's just there for fan service for the sake of it. So it should not bother you that everything has to look as perfectly as possible when they're not even relevant to anything. If it's all cosmetic, then it does make a difference. If it's wildly off, then it's like, where did you hire these people? Like, why did you do that? Then there's a problem with the casting director who doesn't know what the hell they're doing. But Aramaki looked okay. He had an action scene. That was cool. Probably not very...
That scene was done well. The guy who played him who played Ishikawa in the movie, he does look like him, because Ishikawa has a bit of an Arab vibe about him. Yeah. Which is fine. That's okay. That's not black. That's still a lookalike.
Well, he's still black. I mean, he has dark skin. I don't know what you want to call him, but
dark skin doesn't make you black. The darkest white people have darker skin than the lightest black people.
Okay, well, whatever you want to call their skin tone is up to you, but they're clearly not the same character as Ishikawa was in the show. He was very white. So this does not personally bother me, and unless there's a specific reason, like they're in Japan and therefore Japanese should all be there, that would make sense. The same idea, you wouldn't race swap Black Panther. That would just not make any sense. So things like a cybernetic future where bodies are shifting and you can paint your face or your body any color, any style of hair, and get any cosmetic done is fine, provided that's actually explained in the story. And that's all I'm looking for.
Yeah, and that's not what every character is doing. Not every character has a full body prosthetic.
Right. So we have Bato. He got his eyes done, right? It's like, oh, that makes perfect sense. They showed the scene where he loses his eyes. Boom. Perfect. That's all you need. So I don't care about, oh, Bato is a big black man. It's like, yeah, sure, go for it. Doesn't bother me so much. And unless there's a reason for it. But the fact they did that with Kusanagi, I thought was good. Because they didn't have to. She looked fine. But they added that extra element to it, which I thought is a nice touch. Anyway.
Kusanagi was fine. Visually, Kusanagi was fine. It's not the issue.
All right, let's keep going here.
It's the for the SJWs because they don't even know the original stuff. They just hear, "Oh, it should be a Japanese woman."
They were complaining
in the first place.
They wanted a Japanese woman. Bullshit, and it's like, okay, there's no need for that argument because some minority couldn't get it. It's like no, but even then, that's the other point I'm making. If it is so important that Kusanagi is played by a Japanese woman, why is it suddenly not an issue that Saito, a Japanese man, is not played by a Japanese man, but a black man? It's the inconsistency that pisses me off.
Yeah, you can't have it both ways, and that's what I'm getting irritated every day with every conversation, where they want to have their cake and eat it too. Just you can race change people, but you can't race change this. Like which is it?
I'm trying to remember.
We only ever care about core characters.
I'm trying to remember Saito in Ghost in the Shell, and I don't remember what he looked like. That's how immaterial it was. So I probably don't even care if he was like a big giant purple man. Like it wouldn't bother me.
He's the sniper who doesn't talk much.
I don't remember it being a black man.
Short hair, very pale skin.
Honestly, you know what? I think it was the lighting because that was it was literally a background character, like a literal background shot of these guys, and they're entering the room.
Talking about the movie right now?
Yeah, the live action.
Because that's not the lighting. That was a black man, for fuck's sake.
How do you know that?
Rewatch the fucking movie.
No. Show me whatever the guy's name was. I have no idea. I'm just checking it out. Honestly, I don't remember. You're really angry about this black guy.
Oh my god, that was some angry tapping there. That's like superior German typing.
I know Ishikawa was black or whatever you want to call his skin tone.
He's not black, for fuck's sake. Iranians are not black, for example.
But they're white. Well, you should know this now. The Middle Eastern people are white.
You know, the thing I did argue about was the lack of breasts in the first opening scene, because in the original anime she was naked, but I'm not concerned that I didn't get to see breasts because it makes sense within this world, so it's okay. I don't like, oh, this is so, oh, why isn't it like the original? It's like, no, it doesn't have to be like the original.
Wait, you mean in the Ghost in the Shell world?
Because
Kusanagi doesn't have nipples.
That's what I mean. I didn't need real frickin' bouncing tits while she's jumping around.
She didn't even have them in the original.
No, she was naked. In the original. Original movie.
It's just a cyborg body. It's just to resemble the show.
She had...
Do you happen to have proof of this?
Yes, I do.
Watch the fucking movie.
Watch the first 10 minutes of the anime. The original
It's
anime.
in a music video, for fuck's sake.
Yes, she's naked. You see the nipples. They're there.
No, she doesn't have nipples.
Right.
Yes, she does.
Show us.
How can you not remember that?
Guys,
we need,
as much as I love
to the audience, okay?
Eric, no. I know what you want.
Am I just so right up at this point?
It's a family-friendly channel, okay? We need to share it.
Complain.
Let's not argue over nipples, guys. This is not what we're here for.
What?
Maybe nipples may not.
It's a very important topic.
Okay,
yeah,
if you guys have ever seen the intro to Ghost in the Shell movie, where there's this a rebirth scene of the Major, she literally gets recreated in this tank. You see her naked body, and then it jumps to her taking her clothes off again and jumping down a building while she's going into the stealth mode. Okay, she is naked. You see it, okay? I'm not making this up.
Could you repeat that one more time? I'm trying to write all this down.
Oh, yeah? There are tits, don't worry. It's the first 10 minutes.
Okay.
Anyway, let's keep going. Joe Crazy. Some people just got on. What did I miss? Nothing yet. We barely started. Don't worry. Here is what we got here. Francis Ford Coppola. Scarlett Jo playing the Major is okay because the story is about the globalization of Japan. She looks like her, etc. Also, Naruto wouldn't look right as a Japanese kid with bleached hair. Naruto would probably have to be a white person. Same with Tsunade. Okay. Yeah. Probably. That would be more accurate. I agree. Kyle Rocket. Am I the only one who noticed they race bent almost all the redheads? Mary Jane, Wally West, Iris West, Jimmy Olsen, April O'Neil, Hawkgirl, Barbara Gordon from the Lego Batman movie. They even race bent Batwoman. Really? And her red hair is a wig, isn't it? Batwoman?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, that's serious.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
It looks like from that Cruella movie, they also race banned the couple that had the dogs at the end of the Cruella movie. They get their two Dalmatians, and you see the woman is a black woman now, and I don't remember what the guy was.
All right, here is Tyler Preston. You know what? I want to see Hollywood try adapting Gantz. Oh boy, that would be fun. I especially want them to adapt the scene where a character disguises himself as a black man and goes on a mass shooting spree of innocent people. When was that? Was that the original Gantz? I'm trying to remember when that was. There's so many strange, violent things in Gantz that I can't remember specifically when that happens. But like the most recent iteration is in ancient Japan, or they pick up people from ancient Japan. And there's a bunch of other people from the future or whatever, and it's just like, what the hell's going on? So
anyway, I posted you in the group the standalone complex and probably manga Saito.
That's Ishikawa.
That's not Ishikawa.
That is Ishikawa.
Saito.
That is Ishikawa. I'm looking at it right now. It's Ishikawa.
It says in the background Saito.
Let me do another Google search and I'll find the guy.
The one with the eye implant.
Yeah.
Ishikawa does not have an eye implant. Ishikawa sits in front of his computer all the time.
There you go.
Oh my god.
That's Saito. That's a sniper.
Yeah, is that a black man?
That's not the one from the movie. The one from the movie is the two other pictures I showed you.
All right, I'll look at it again because I honestly do not remember this character. That's how immaterial it was to everything.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I think that's everything.
Oh, by the way, I'm back. My phone decided to restart.
Yeah,
So
we saw
that's
you.
why you lost.
We saw you die there. So what happened?
Sure, we'll go with that.
Well, no, because I'm doing it on my phone, and every so often it decides to do an update.
I just think it's a little too convenient. You disappeared right as we were talking about the anime titties.
I wanted to stay around for it, but unfortunately I've now stuck around for this guy's a black guy. No, it's a different black guy. And then I've stuck around for the weeb argument, not the anime titties. That's the shame. But anyway, this video, want to carry on with it, or do you want to keep arguing about Ghost in the Shell?
Yeah, let's keep going.
Ghost in the Shell.
Well, there's a promise of titties at the end, right?
Yeah. Sorry, let me rephrase that, Eric. You're not involved in this vote. Wisp and Smut. Do you want to carry on with
This guy doesn't have any tits. I mean, come on.
Oh, Jesus. What's wrong with you? Yeah. Anyway, let's go.
Right now, define to me what aspect of her character makes her white. Tell me that.
The creator wanted her to be? That's pretty much
The
it.
fact that she was white? The fuck?
Yeah.
The fact that she's white.
She was.
It's Mary Jane Watson.
Yeah.
Okay, so describe
her
to
in
me what
a film.
makes
An
Mary
adaptation,
Jane
right?
Watson. Yeah, but what makes Mary Jane Watson black then? Let's just change the word white for black. So what means she's got to be black? No, absolutely nothing. This is a silly argument.
Yeah. And I'm so tired of like when they just say white. It's like, what does that mean? Does that mean American? Does that mean like some British, Irish? Spider-Man's none of those things. He's an American, and he's a white guy. That's I don't know. That's where I get, frustrated.
But it's just one of those things where it's just like, what makes her white? It's like, well, what makes her black then? If we're going to go down this logic,
What makes her Mexican? What makes her Native American? I guess. What makes her Indian?
Yeah, exactly. It's very silly.
He's talking
why
about
black?
He's talking about
why not other races?
Yeah, he's talking about the character as within the story, I assume, not the design, the visual design. Like, why did the artist do it that way? It's like they wanted a sexy, different character than what was the previous girlfriend's name? Not Mary Jane, but the
Gwen
Stacy. Yeah, that was the boring one, I guess. The nice one.
She was the blonde.
Yeah,
the guy's
blonde girl. Yeah. Interesting enough, in the Spectacular Spider-Man, I believe the character Liz Allen, she used to be white, but in the animated series, they changed her to Latina.
Huh.
Which I've never really questioned before, but
all right.
I just thought that was interesting. And then Homecoming, they made her black.
Okay, let's see his understanding of Mary Jane character.
What aspect of her character makes her white? Where's that one story where she had to fight for white? Like anything. Like,
what the hell is he talking about?
He wanted to say white power.
Yeah, he wanted to. Where was that? Where was that one story where she was part of a clan? I'm like, where was the story where she?
This is
Where was that story where she like kneed Malcolm X in the crotch? Where were those stories? Where was the story where she was the sniper that got MLK? Where are those stories? You don't have
to do that for the black characters too. Like
what? So black characters must only have stories where they fight for equality? Is that all that black characters can do?
Yep, pretty much.
We need Captain Jean-Luc Picard to be played as a Frenchman, and only he has to be born in France, and he can only come from parts of France. He can't be, Canadian French or anything.
Not French Guiana French.
How could you even say? Because, like as Eric said, he definitely wanted to say white power, but luckily he stopped himself from making that embarrassment. But yeah, it's just a bit like, where is the stories about her whiteness? Surprisingly, back in the day, race didn't mean anything, and everyone was thought of as equal.
Yeah, I always liked, because I remember when the first season of Star Trek, Captain Picard was swearing. He's like, merde. He's always swearing here and there. It's like, oh, that's not a very good French accent, but I'm like, this is the future. Like, culture is a kind of an amalgamation at this point for people living in a post-scarcity problem.
Yeah, especially when you have Starfleet.
Yeah, exactly. It's a military organization that accept all kinds of aliens. So, not a big deal that an Englishman plays a Frenchman and he sounds a bit off. It's like, yeah, maybe he's not originally French in the classic sense. Like, who cares? It's not a big deal.
It's not like Pepe Le Pew.
Yeah, he doesn't have to start. Yeah, he doesn't have to start rambling on about French history. It's like he's not French enough.
Pepe Le Pew.
L'amour. I want to kiss you.
It's funny how he's always quoting Shakespeare and saying, "Wait a second, he's not English. He's supposed to be French."
Yeah, Shakespeare, that famous Klingon poet.
Yeah.
But what have the French to cite?
The French?
Jean-Paul
Sartre. Yeah, great.
Oh, maybe it could work.
And it couldn't work.
Yeah, I really, this is such a bullshit point. Like, what about Spawn? What about any other black character?
No, guys, if you're American,
No, like why can't they
You gotta-
be played by white characters then?
if you're American, you have to be white. You have to like bourbon, and you have to like monster truck rallies. I mean, there's no other ways.
Yeah.
Yeah,
to pick the
apparently.
narc.
Yeah, a black guy can't fight for white
And
rights.
literally, your ringtone on your phone is just like the theme music from Team America, and it's like just America, fuck yeah.
And you need to be fat.
Coming to say the motherfucking world, yeah, America, fuck yeah. And you're like, yeah.
Anyway, Mary Jane never fought for white things, so
No.
she could be anyone.
Mary
What
Jane
does that have to
Watson.
do with anything?
Never-
What, you
never
want her to
fought
be
for
black and fight for white things?
I don't.
for white power.
I have no idea what he's on about. Anyway,
Oh boy. Oh no.
Where was the moment where she's being attacked because she's white or something like that? I want you guys to go find that.
jeez.
So
What's he saying?
Hey, you remember when people were bitching about her cover, about her new cover on the comic book? They're saying, "Oh, it's unrealistic." There you go, buddy.
Yeah. I just
That's how she got attacked.
been attacked for your whiteness. What? So you mean like all black characters are just attacked for their blackness? Like the Green Goblin would leave Miles Morales alone, but he's black, so he's got to attack him.
You can make the argument
I
that if you
know.
deliberately want to race swap her, you are attacking her for her race. You're saying her race is wrong. We need the other race.
So you're trying to tell me Mary Jane Watson was never attacked by supervillains because she was white. Sam Raimi is nervously sweating in the corner because
I know he means in the story, but this is just a ridiculous point. What does that matter within the story? Like,
oh my god,
Distracted.
white characters don't get attacked because they're white. People only attack black people because they're black. Nobody attack black people because they're villains, and because maybe the black person's a hero or something, and they attack white people because they're villains.
yeah,
Green Goblin's attacking New York and going.
Why do
Green
black
Goblin's like,
people hit
"Could all
Luke
the
Cage?
white people stand on one side so I don't attack you, but all the blacks and minorities just go over to the ghettos. I'll be attacking you at 9. So I'm a racist, Spider-Man. The South will rise again, Spider-Man.
I also don't think that Ernst Stavro Blofeld was attacked because he was white.
Because he was
That
That would be
Belgian.
great. Like, I want Green Goblin to be the KKK leader. Let's do it.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
We all need to wear green, not white.
Blofeld was dropped down a chimney stack because he was black. I just... You can't make this argument. You can't do this argument. Where were the stories when she was attacked for being white?
Yeah, she's
Where
not-
are the stories of people just being,
Does that mean
attacked because they're black?
Like, does that mean we have to have like scenes of where, oh, my skin burnt in the sun, I'm so white, I should have put on more sunscreen? Like, what do you want from her?
Yeah. Oh, I'm a redhead. I can't go out because of my whiteness. I'll burn in this 30-degree heat.
My curly red hair gets caught up in all the things like I walk across. It's so distracting and painful. Oh, woe is me. I'm a white girl. Like what?
My red hair is that bright. There's a no-fly zone wherever I walk because pilots get blinded. I'm so white. This is a stupid argument. I can't
Maybe
believe
if it was like a cultural thing, like we could say because she's from Scottish descent and she goes to Robbie Burns Day,
Well-
that's part of a plot or something. Like maybe.
Well, it's also it's New York. Most of the like white immigrants are from like Europe and like Scottish, Irish, and like there's like Dutch as well. So there's probably a lot of redheads in New York. It's like I don't know. I've never been. Don't want to go. But
They're all in Hell's Kitchen, right?
yeah, unfortunately, Hell's Kitchen encompasses most of New York now.
Really?
I
Yeah.
was talking about the show, Gordon Ramsay.
Oh, I thought you meant the very posh, expensive strip. In downtown New York.
I thought you meant Hell's Kitchen is in like with Daredevil, which is part of the MCU.
Oh, okay.
Yes, that too.
Because I was about to say that's a very good reference, Eric. But now that I know you didn't, I'm just thinking, wow, I've just lost what little respect I had.
Pretending to be smart.
But yeah. Anyway, let's just see about why Mary Jane Watson didn't get attacked for being white.
Yeah.
Just ignore all the time she was attacked.
Down in the comments below. Where's that one character that says she has to be explicitly white, or the most defining characteristic of her is her red hair? Now,
wait, how is that an argument?
Where's
the one character that dictates
wait a
what
second.
the race is?
If we're now
red hair, green eyes,
we're jumping from skin tone to
blue
red
eyes.
hair, right? So, but we know that where red hair comes from, it's generally from white girls from a certain part of the world.
No. It is the smallest of demographics.
Yeah, it's very tiny. It's right. So
yeah,
if we say the thing that makes her visually known to everyone is her hair, which is connected to race, then why would you change all those factors? What's the point?
The only clusters where this is left is Ireland and a cluster in Poland, I think around Warsaw, and those are related, by the way. It's a large group of immigrants, I think.
Yeah.
But it
yeah,
basically
like
all redheads that are left on this earth are somewhat Irish.
But maybe I misheard, but he sounds like he's making the argument of the characters need to point out the race of this character.
Yeah, where is it said that her defining feature is her red hair? Through pop culture that defines her with her red hair.
Yeah, throughout half a century.
Yeah, that's
when you hear Mary Jane, you think of this look.
Yeah, exactly. You think of the red-headed hey there, tiger, and all that sort of stuff.
It's like when someone says Odin, you think guy with only one eye.
You think old Welsh actor.
Really?
Yeah, but you think the way you could say it. Her hair has the same level of permanent attribute as Odin being one-eyed.
Well, it's yeah, yeah, but it's also as well about the fact that didn't they also make the new MJ also have like reddish hair as well? I mean, not like bright red, but like like a reddish tint to it.
Oh, great! They colored it.
Yeah, I think so. I was asking in case anyone had actually watched the movies to back up that point.
Okay.
Wait, which movies? The MCU?
The Spider-Man. Yeah, the Spider-Man movies. The ones with Spider-Man in it, and also Iron Man. Iron Man
there's lots of them though. That's the
MCU ones. Yeah. Well, that's one. Well, that's where the race swapping happened.
I think that's the Seth Fuller. She's still brown hair.
She's still got brown hair, right? Okay.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe it'll change. I don't know why.
Well, did you watch the movie?
There are shades of red and brown that go
time
blend
travel
into
to
each
the
other.
future.
No, but she's already in the MCU.
Yes.
So how are you time traveling to the future?
Right, Eric. I'm not.
Right.
Okay,
right.
Hold on.
Listen.
Right. What's your question?
In the Spider-Man movies, in the MCU, with MJ, the coloured lady who's been race swapped with, what colour is her hair?
It's black, brown. I don't know.
Black and brown, right? Okay.
It's not red. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I did. I know it's not bright red, but I thought they might have like tinted it, like made it like a reddish tint.
No, I don't think so. Then again, MJ's so forgettable that like maybe.
Okay, well
But
that's fine. Then.
Even in the new movie, it's still like black hair.
Right, that's perfect. That's perfect. Fine. We can move on. So.
Okay.
Back to white power or something. I don't know.
Here's a
Wakanda forever or whatever. Black Panther.
Here's a donation from Kyle Rocket. He looks like a bitch made Jeff Ramsey from Rooster Teeth.
Yeah, he does.
All right, I don't know, but could be. Anyway.
Now, on the other side of that, people are already going to go, oh, but you're one of those people, so you don't care about race change. You're going to, oh, no. I bet you'd be pissed if they changed Black Panther to a white guy, and yeah, I would. Because it's Black Panther. He's the king of Wakanda, an African country. He inherently has to be black.
And Mary Jane is a woman.
Okay. Then thank you for making the argument of why you can't turn Zeus and Achilles black.
Yeah. Also, Mary Jane Watson is a white girl from New York, so she can't be black.
And if same with the Little Mermaid, you can't make her black because she's from, I think, the Netherlands or Denmark.
Yeah, this is
absolutely.
So his argument is a black character must be black because they're black, but a white character can be changed because they're white. And it's like, right, you know about defense. He thinks he's pointing a gun at like the argument, and he thinks he's pulling the trigger and killing it. In reality, the gun's looped round to the back of his head and is literally blowing what little brains he has out of his head with that argument.
Look, I'm sorry, but I would have more respect for you. I'd have a little more respect for you if you picked one argument. Don't pick both. That's such an easy way out. No, you have to stand by which argument. Is it that we can change everything, or we can't change nothing? Which is it?
Yeah, you can't pick and you can't just pick and choose.
Well, there should be a more nuanced answer to everything, but if he doesn't want to go that route, he's just talking off the cuff.
He's looking at his ass, right? And it's just really.
He's like, oh, we people assume that I'm one of those people, and then he just confirmed it. It's like, great.
Yeah. He was like, oh, you're probably going to remember me, but I'm like one of those people. Well, sucks to be you. I actually am one of those people. It's like, well done, mate. That's like, you probably remember me that I pay my wife's boyfriend, to fuck my wife. But guess what? Joke's on you. I actually do. What?
I think he spends too much time in his man cave to have a wife's boyfriend or whatever.
That's
with the room like this, yeah.
Yeah, Smud's. Yeah, it's a bit like you be a bit more, confident with that, Smud. Yes, definitely. Mm-hmm.
The wife.
I think he watches a lot of porn too.
Oh.
They do talk about it when they were doing DVD commentaries. They would just go off topic, but I might be remembering it wrong. I don't know.
All right.
God, imagine going off topic with stuff. That's a terrible way to do podcasts.
Okay, let's go.
Yeah, but we're talking about a DVD commentary. It's like you're supposed to be talking about the movie.
Have you ever watched Red Letter Media do DVD commentary?
Yeah, but they're funny.
Let's talk about Star Trek.
Oh, there's a difference.
Yeah, they're not funny. That's the difference.
They just talk about their favorite porn. Oh, I can imagine that being highly horrific.
It's like just be funny with it at least. Nobody wants to hear your off-topic conversations for why you guys jerk off to.
I really enjoyed that scene of when Lexi Bell took that 16-inch penis in her mouth. It was so good. Her gagging reflexes were top notch.
I'm hot. I think we're supposed to get back to the video.
Oh, sorry. I think I've said that out loud.
Oh no. Anyway, let's go.
Luke has to be a black guy because his story, how he gets his powers, the crime life, that's all tied into his origin. You see how that works?
Wait, how?
It's
No.
the same
Oh,
thing.
hold on.
All right, so the
sorry.
argument should have been, the argument he should be making is these are primary protagonist characters in their own story. Mary Jane is a side character, a secondary character at best, unless we're referencing her specifically in her own story. Then you could be, they're a main character, this is why they exist the way they do. If you're talking about tertiary characters and stuff like that, it doesn't really matter. That's why I talked about the stuff in the Ghost in the Shell movie, because they're just off
What
to
I
the
tried to say
side.
in the beginning.
It doesn't really matter. It's
Yeah,
not
everyone of the team is at least a secondary character.
Yeah, well, yeah. But no, but the argument shouldn't also is his argument that Luke Cage has to do it because of the life of crime stuff. I'm like, so only black people commit crimes, then, is what you're saying.
Well, I mean, he's trying to make the argument like, well, black people are put into jail even though they didn't commit crimes. Because I guess Luke Cage didn't commit crimes; he was framed or whatever.
Well, that's
what's with these series where they now depict European medieval royalty as black women?
Yeah, that's perfectly
But
fine.
yeah,
I guess Anne Boleyn was just a side character in her own story, in her own life. She was supporting cast.
Like, I'm sorry, it's like Black Panther, sure, but still, you can come up with a BS reason for why he can be white. It's worse because he's from New York.
Where does it say that Black Panther has to be black? Because it's the panther that's black, not the guy who wears the suit.
Yeah, and Luke Cage is weird because it's like there's nothing. He's just an average American.
Yeah, but he's the king of Wakanda. Being the king of Wakanda doesn't mean you're black.
Yeah.
All right.
Because being the Queen of England, even though it doesn't mean you're white nowadays, even though there's never been a black person on the throne. So
all right, here's Todd Howard, which we're going to be talking to tomorrow, I hope. Everyone knows Ryan Gosling is the true king of Wakanda. Ryan Gosling is my Black Panther. Ryan Gosling for the George Floyd biopic. Oh my god. That'll go over well.
Ryan Gosling is actually in the lead running to play Martin Luther King in that new docudrama.
See, I think my problem is that
I thought Matt Damon would do that. Everybody loves Matt Damon.
It's between him, George Clooney, and Zach Galifianakis.
Matt Damon.
Ah, dang! I was hoping for Tony Shalhoub.
No, they wanted Jim Belushi, but then they realized they mistook him for John Belushi, and they said no, we wanted a better one.
Sean Connery would have been really good for that.
But he's dead.
So
they could still CGI him.
Oh yeah. Actually, you know something? Technically, Sean Connery would be the perfect one because as a dead person, he can play a dead,
Oh yeah. It would be wrong for someone alive playing someone who's dead.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, if we do the CGI, right, we got to get a black person, so that way we can mocap all of the movements correctly for Sean Connery's face.
I'm trying to think of like someone trying to actually play like Peter Cushing for before they did the CGI in Rogue One.
Which actor was it? Because he's actually. They say he's a famous British actor. I'm like, I don't know who that man is. He's not famous.
All right.
Anyway, on to these terrible arguments.
As like Peter Parker, nothing explicitly about him says he has to be a white guy.
Oh,
which is why at one point they were.
Okay, then why is Miles Morales a black guy?
Why does Miles Morales have to be a black guy then? Why if we try to race up him, you get your thong in a twist?
Why is Rhodey black?
Yeah.
Why is Tony Stark white? They just are. Stop with these bullshit arguments.
This slam
Black
dunk
people
argument he thinks he's
who
got.
kind of who are not offended by Miles Morales say he's okay, but he's still just a token with no personality. I've heard black people say that.
Let's imagine that his father figure or his Uncle Ben was white, but he's actually black. The Spider-Man's black, but Uncle Ben is white. Like,
you could even pull that off with Miles Morales, with his dad being a cop.
He's like an adopted son or something like that.
Yeah.
No, his dad is just a cop. He can tell his son this the line, and then die on duty.
Yeah.
And you get your Uncle Ben's story, but with the father. And then you have an absent black father because he's dead.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah, stereotypes, right? They're bad, but we need them.
They're bad until the left uses them, and then they're good again.
Yeah, because then it's not stereotyping, then it's coding.
Oh God.
The left does it, it's coding.
He's not.
That is a good thing.
He's not actually queer. He is queer coded. Like everyone who's a pirate. It's like, what are you talking about? Pirates are queer coded.
Straight coded then?
Because they wear leotards and
Honestly,
have frilly hats. It's like, what?
If these people got anywhere near actual coding, they'd probably kill everybody.
Well, that was the video we were about to watch.
You have Hawk, I am sorry to tell you, but the hacker scene is full of these people. And their code is not very good.
All right. Here's Mike Testa. Hey, Mike, how's it going, buddy? What happens if this guy is race swapped to black?
We call that night.
Yeah, how the fuck am I going to stay?
Yeah, Mike, we have that. It's called darkness. It's called nighttime.
Here is Joe Crazy. Zach Galifianakis, which should play Malcolm X in the next biopic. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not? He's a good actor. I loved him in
that meme.
What has he been good with? The Hangover?
The Hangover Part 3?
I forgot they made a third one.
He has so many great memes. It's just, pick one.
It's like I forgot they made a third one. So did they as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just because you're a good actor doesn't mean you're right for the role. It's just it's the way it goes. Fritz, hey Fritz.
I'm kind of impressed that I said his surname correctly. Because for the life of me, I could never actually say it for like years.
Galifianakis, really?
Yeah, Galifianakis.
I guess it's a bit of a tongue twister.
Fiona Kiss.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Galifianakis.
All right, Fritz. Remember, guys, ginger is an anagram for black person. Think about it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense
I remember.
to me.
Only a ginger can call another ginger ginger.
Right. Yes.
Okay.
There's actually a song about that, which is quite good.
Okay.
Only a ginger can call another ginger ginger.
Here's
Because he spells it out. He goes, I got an N, an I, a G, another G, an E, and an R. You know that spells ginger.
So wait, they're the only ones that can say ginger ale?
Mm-hmm.
Oh God.
Or ginger.
That's why we call it Canada Dry in Canada.
Oh my God!
Oh, really?
Is that why there is a race war of black people against gingers because they want to erase the anagram by erasing the gingers?
Could be.
It's a semantic
That's
argument.
a word.
A minority with another minority.
Yeah,
they're offended by the anagram.
No,
but black people aren't a minority, not globally.
Yeah, but
gingers are a minority.
Absolutely. Yeah.
The problem is, all black people are dyslexic, so when they see ginger, they think we're saying nigger. So.
Whoa.
What? Oh, I use the N word. Oh, damn. Anyway,
I'm just saying, as a white person, I take offensive to black.
Yeah, you should have let me do that. I have free N-word passes.
Yeah,
you've got free N-word passes.
I got free N-word passes.
I
become
I like
transracial, then
trans-
yeah, I could
Oh dear.
not be offended.
All right. Okay. Here's
Anyway.
Joe Crazy. No Smud. Pirates are QU33R coded because they like plunder booty. Well, I just imagine
They like to plunder the beast.
the idea of the UK style of the time, which was to wear those frilly white wigs in the legal system, has still been going on, even in Canada, in certain constitutional law arguments. So, for whatever reason, these people will say they're not trying to adhere to tradition; they're just queer coded.
It's basically when the gay scene adopts a certain type of fashion, they retroactively claim that everything in history that had worn that, even invented that, was gay.
Yeah, it's kind of dumb.
It's narcissistic
Sorry.
projection.
He's got me
Yeah,
thinking gay pirates.
We wore leather. You must be
Didn't
gay.
Robert De Niro play a transvestite pirate one in what was it, that movie?
Pirates of Penzance? No, it's a
No,
Stage
he
production.
wasn't in that. No, that really crappy was it, like Stardust or something? Is that what it's
Oh
called?
yeah. That horrible pseudo adaptation of Neil Gaiman's wonderful book.
Stardust.
Yeah. Robert De Niro played the transvestite sky pirate who like goes after lightning and everything. He dresses up as a woman. Yeah.
Yeah, well, that was silly.
That was a great movie. I love that.
No, it was a
Yeah,
horrible movie. Have you ever read the fucking book?
Wisp. I'm gonna have to side with Smud here. I actually do enjoy that movie.
The ending makes
I'm
no
sorry.
bloody sense. It's just rushed, mashed together nonsense.
It does make sense. It does make sense.
And
It's
the star
wonderful. It's
does not
lovely.
say fuck. That's a
Uh,
key element of the book. That in
didn't
tiny
read the
font,
book.
in tiny font, in a smaller font size, the star says fuck when she realizes after she crashed down onto the earth that she broke her leg.
Hey, I didn't read the book.
Gonna have to side
Wonderful
with
book. It's very short. It's very wonderfully written, and it
Well,
makes
it was-
sense that actually it has a proper
was-
ending instead of that movie.
The movie was fine.
No,
The movie was
Read the
fine for
book.
what it was. Wisp,
Ugh.
I'm gonna listen. Right, okay. We had an argument.
I
about
felt
Ghost in the Shell.
insulted when I
I'm
watched that.
I'm not gonna have an argument over fucking Stardust
Let's
here.
have an
So, let's move
off-topic
on.
argument. Yes.
No, I'm not going to argue over Stardust. It's not worth it. It's not worth it.
Oh, but you liked it?
Yeah, but it's not worth an argument with you.
Oh, you're talking about
I
Stardust.
I value our friendship more than Stardust.
It's a
Doesn't
very
that have-
small
doesn't
book.
that have
It doesn't
Daredevil?
even take long. You can't read it in an evening.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. I'm just saying, I like the movie. I think it was an alright
Get
movie.
the audiobook.
Well, you're not allowed
Have,
to have that
someone
opinion,
read it to
Hawk.
you.
You're
It
white.
doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I don't. They could smother that audiobook in greasy bacon. I don't care. I still like the movie. I think.
Yeah,
it's
then you can like a
it's
shitty
nice.
movie. That's fine. You can like all
It's
shitty
not-
movies.
It's
Yes,
a great movie.
yes.
But it's
There-
a shitty movie.
Yes.
I don't think it's a shitty movie. I think it's an alright.
You
Well,
just
we're at an
forgot all the plot holes and contrivances.
So we might as well get back to this video that has
Yay.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, don't say yay, Smud. You would agree with me that it was an alright movie. Don't back off now, but Wish got angry.
Oh, it's one of my favorite movies. I love it. Yeah, it's great.
Oh my god!
Yeah, it's a good. Wisp.
Do
I'm
you
sorry,
even
I
read?
No, I haven't read the book.
haven't read the
Okay,
book, but I like
read
the movie.
Stardust.
But why?
But the book.
Because
but
it's
the
an amazing book.
Okay.
Yeah, but okay. that's
You talk
fine,
about
but-
writing and all that shit all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Read a
that's
good
fine.
book.
Okay.
And then watch
Yeah,
the movie
even-
again and then talk about it.
Even the
That's-
Princess
Why
Bride has
can't
plot holes.
we be friends?
Even the Princess
Listen,
Bride,
right.
which is a great
I don't care.
live
what the
action of the books,
movie.
has plot holes. Okay. The plot holes aren't that big though.
Yeah.
They're stupid,
Yeah.
but they're not that big a deal.
Then you didn't see the ending. You forgot the ending because nothing in the ending makes sense. In the last 10 minutes, everything is broken and falls apart.
What do you mean broken and falls apart? It makes
Because it needs it. Because the ending in the movie, once it's weird big action bullshit. It's not in the book. In the book, the ending is smart.
Okay, the end. In your opinion, the ending is better in the book, but in my opinion, because I haven't read the book, I'm fine with the ending. Even if I read the book, I still probably like the movie because I can separate things.
You can't separate. You can't separate these things because you don't even know the other thing.
Oh, I've read books of films.
You didn't read this book. That is relevant to this argument.
No, that's not an argument.
No, what you're saying is not an argument.
No, all I'm saying is that I had the ability to separate different things because books will always be different to the movies.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And at the end of the day...
Yes, it's a shitty adaptation.
Fine, whatever. In your opinion, I like the movie. Anyway, moving on.
In my opinion, you like the movie? What?
No, in my opinion, I like the movie.
Okay. Yeah, it's okay.
All right.
All
Anyway,
right.
In my opinion, it's a shitty movie, whether you like it or not.
Yeah, that's fine. We're all allowed wrong opinions, and this is just one of yours, Wes. Anyway, moving on to
You can't even make an objective statement about that.
I think the acting's pretty good. I think the lead actors do a good job of making their characters believable, and I think the romance between them is very believable. It's one of the most believable romances I've seen in a long time in movies.
Those parts are fine.
Better than movie Bob and Maggie Mayfish?
Oh, 1,000 times. I also think the thing with the brothers, with how they die and come back as ghosts, the way it is shown...
That is a part of the book as well. However, in the book, it is not played off as comedy. However, I do agree that as a comedic act, it is played off okay.
I think it's a good dose of dark comedy. I also think Mark Strong is very good in it, and I think most of the actors in it are quite good.
Yes. Where the movie falls apart is the script.
The script is an average kiddie film.
No,
from
it's Swiss cheese.
I'll rewatch.
Because it's got holes. I got it.
I'll rewatch it and
right. That's Swiss cheese.
Maybe read the book before that.
On Stardust. Okay, fine. Anyway,
it's a very short book.
It could be 5. It could be 5 sentences long. It's perfectly fine. I can read any length of book. I don't have a limit. So I reach 12 pages and my heart stops. I can carry on going.
You know, I'm not asking you to read Wheel of Time.
Yeah, and I'm not asking you to watch.
That would be asinine.
Extended cut. I'm just saying I like Stardust. Anyway, race swapping a character. Jesus.
While Wheel of Time is a good topic about race swapping characters.
No. The video, Smud.
I will admit, it is an interesting topic, but I'm tired of staring at this
video time.
Let's go.
All right.
Let's go.
We're actually testing, African Americans because they didn't care. Because there's nothing about him. Miles Morales, on the other hand, his whole story, it hinges on that character being black. So when you think about that, yes. Now, there's other characters out.
No, his whole story doesn't hinge on him being black.
No, it doesn't.
His story hinges on him being a teenager.
Yep. And taking over for Spider-Man.
Yeah, and let's just be clear. We don't really care that he's black. He could be white. It wouldn't bother us.
Yeah, but to say that his whole story hinges on the fact that he's black is kind of disrespectful to the character.
Yes.
And also kind of showing your bias towards just the fact that it's thing black.
I mean, this is good. Well, I guess that's the thing. This was before the Spider-Verse movie, right? Mm-hmm. When was this video uploaded? 2016.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, 2016.
Yeah, so it's before all of that. He had a personality.
Yeah, but
so it's really interesting that he's it hinges on him being black.
Yeah, there's this.
Like,
It's
wow.
very, very, it's very, very odd, this argument, because it is literally just being, Miles Morales' only like characteristic is the fact that he's black. His entire character development in this story hinges on him being black. It's like, why? Where does it say in the story that he has to be black? Because that was your argument against Mary Jane Watson. So I'm reversing it to this character, and you don't have a defense apart from it's just because it's black. So really,
We got it,
You are a
buddy. You're
racist.
obsessed with blacks. Yep.
yeah, you are a racist
yeah.
because you seem to be obsessed with the color of people, and like you think that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see them as normal people. Like, let's just judge them by their character, not by the color. Remember that?
They would have to actually look at the character of these individuals and say, what makes Mary Jane Mary Jane? What makes Peter Parker Peter Parker? And once you take that and you honor that concept of whatever Stanley came up with, then it doesn't matter what they look like. It doesn't matter their origin, so long as the idea and the lesson, the thing they're trying to achieve, the thing they're trying to learn is the same. And you could add stuff to that. You could add elements, more. You could add more depth to that, like the other lessons they could learn, or the deeper lessons of the same reason that they have to figure out to motivate them to go from A to B. That's great. Add some more flavor. Making him an Indian New York guy, great. I don't care. Go for it. But does he still have to learn what great power comes great responsibility? Does he still have to learn how to balance his life and his identity? Like, these are the things that make Peter Parker Peter Parker. There's more to it, of course. I'm not an expert with Peter Parker, but that is what you have to focus on. So this is what I want him. This is what I wanted him to say, because he was going there.
He's also balancing, the school life and being a superhero. He doesn't have money, so his aunt's always going to the hospital.
Yeah,
You gotta take pictures of Spider-Man. Still barely makes enough. That's the thing. He's a big loner and kind of doesn't really have any help.
Yeah.
They could have gone
the
I was going to say the Nolan route, where they try to make it more realistic, which I don't think would have worked too well, because
not with Spider-Man, because the whole premise is kind of unrealistic.
It's realistic, and then lizards come in and they want to change everybody into a lizard.
Yeah, and there's going to be webbing all over New York, and there's going to be property damage up the wazoo, and flying guys on gliders and just blowing shit up. You're like, okay, that's a bit weird.
just racist goblins attacking people because they're black. Mary Jane Watson going, no one's attacking me because I'm white. So
well, maybe Mary Jane was black on the inside. That's why she got attacked. Because after all, it's an acronym.
Oh my god, why was I thinking about that bloody Batman quote then? It's not who I am, but
it's what I do.
Not who I am underneath, but what I do.
It's not the blackness underneath. Blackness that I do that defines me. You're like, oh my god, Mary Jane, you've gone crazy.
Okay, let's go.
Other characters out to Iron Fist. First, everybody was bitching, oh my god, they didn't cast an Asian, what the fuck? And
Yeah, they probably should have.
Yeah.
He was a bad actor.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was so bad for the role that everybody just turned off the show.
Yeah, if
Nobody wants to watch that.
if the writing was actually good, they probably wouldn't care. But the writing was bad, the actor was bad. He didn't fit the thing is, you have to either work with what you're given or invent something that's going to be better than what you're given. And that's the harder route. And they tried to do that by creating this American dude who supposedly was this Shaolin monk amazing dude, and he sucks. He's not that very good at fighting, actually. Gets his ass kicked a lot. So I don't know what they were going for.
Mm-hmm.
They wanted to do the hero's journey.
The thing is that they wanted to copy Daredevil, and the show doesn't really. I don't know, because they're terrible at their jobs. They couldn't get anything right.
It's a separate story.
It should have been the easiest show to make work, other than the other three
It's a
shows.
straightforward
But they couldn't do it.
he has a superpower, he gets it a certain way, and he's really good at fighting. Like it's all you got to do. And I don't even know most of the story of Iron Fist because it's kind of whimsical, and it has a lot of spirituality with Asian mythos and all kinds of inheriting the spirit of a dragon and this and that. And he's like,
I think there's different origins. I'm having trouble figuring out.
Yeah, all he had to do is pick one, which was this. I think the basic one. Don't go crazy with it. Have secret societies and groups that have to train him and this and that. Very, very Batman-like. If we want to go with the Nolan route again, and just run with that in the same universe, and all of a sudden he's up against Jessica Jones, or he's up against Daredevil. It's like, what happens? Like, that's interesting. I want to see what happens. And instead, he's this whiny guy who doesn't want to fight. And you're just like, what? Why?
Yeah, me, don't want to fight. Our hero, ladies and gentlemen.
All right. Here's Fritz. Wisp and Hawk are catching on. This is incredible. What are they catching on to? I don't know. It's 50 minutes ago, so who knows?
Their fists? I don't know.
Catch this, you
but
crowd.
I'm gonna rewatch a few things.
All right. Here's Mike Testa.
Not right now, but I'm gonna
Rewatch Stardust. Anyway, carry on.
No, fuck off.
Here's Mike Testa. Why is Shrek's character based on him being green? That is
Yeah,
parts?
exactly. You can start saying this argument for everything.
Yeah. With Shrek, the whole idea is that he is an ogre, and because he's an ogre, he doesn't fit in. And it's not just him being an ogre, but all the elements of being an ogre, big and strong and unwieldy and scary and green and this and that. And he lives in a swamp and all those elements.
And ugly.
And the great twist is that it's okay. You can be all these things. So you need a
why does
character.
Donkey's character hinge on him being black?
Yeah.
Being Eddie Murphy, yeah, pretty much. If it wasn't Eddie Murphy, probably wouldn't be as interesting. Or
I'm making waffles.
they could have gotten Chris Rock. They could have gotten
I'm
other
making waffles.
black comedians.
Chris Rock.
Oh no! I feel like Chris Rock would do too much of his element character.
Just go watch Madagascar. He plays an excellent zebra.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
Yeah, he could do it. That's what I mean. Like they could have gotten other actors that were black or had that sort of comedy about them, and it still would have been fine.
Lawrence Fishburne, Donkey.
Not so much. Yeah.
Lawrence Fishburne.
Yeah.
Trying to be serious throughout the whole movie.
he's given like a proper Oscar-winning performance, and we're like, "This is a kids' movie." Lawrence is like, "No, I must be serious."
Shrek, I'm making waffles. They could have got Morgan Freeman, yeah.
Yeah, Morgan Freeman.
Oh, that would have been too much.
That would have been too much, really.
Morgan Freeman? That'd be way too much.
And in the morning, I'm making waffles.
I'm making waffles, Shrek.
That was a very, very bad Morgan Freeman impression, and I do apologize to everybody who was listening.
Yeah, you sounded like a white guy.
I sound like a white guy trying to do a Morgan Freeman impression.
You might have seen a housefly.
Oh my god!
Let's do other horrible impressions, shall we? No. Anyway.
Yeah, let's stop. Let's stop doing this.
We could get Will Smith, right?
Oh my god, they didn't cast a black person as the... But Iron Fist's story is ingrained in him being white and an outsider in Kunwal. Now, the same thing with that goes with those same people complaining that, just imagine, okay, so let's say, hypothetically, Marvel came out there and said, fine, Iron Fist, you're not a white anymore, you're gonna be Asian. Then here's the other crowd. Why the fuck does that? God damn it, the Asian guy does martial arts. You see what happens here? There's a big distinct war on either side because you can't.
Yeah, it seems like people should just shut up and just accept.
The people who have problems with certain people doing certain things, That's the racists. That's the racists that tell you
Exactly.
you have to
The
stay in your
racist-
lane. You're not allowed to
the
do
racists
anything
should
that
shut
another
up.
culture is doing because of how you look.
Exactly. I'm tired of these racists coming in wanting to dictate how we should look at things. No, I'm not interested in doing that. I just want to enjoy my media, not be lectured about why I'm a shitty person for not thinking about the skin color on a day-to-day basis. And I don't understand this guy. Why is he making... He's like trying to make everybody happy with his weird-ass arguments.
Yeah, I wonder if but in the meantime...
You can't change Iron Fist, but you can change Spider-Man, or you can change... No, again, you can't have it both ways.
Yeah, I wonder if in the five years since this was made, his brain broke from the doublethink.
Probably did. I don't remember, but
because you can't sustain this level of hypocrisy for long until your brain just burns a fuse.
Yeah, you're gonna have to pick a side eventually. You can't keep playing devil's advocate.
Yeah. No, I agree. Yeah.
It's more like flag in the wind.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Flag in the wind. Yeah.
Alrighty.
Because you can't lose them all, and if you're Marvel, you're just going to lose them all, depending on what casting choice you make, apparently. So there's like this, both like just heads of the argument are just kind of butting into each other, and no one's backing away with the dumbest argument ever. Now,
you know what the easy solution is? Just make it authentic. End of story.
I'll say, I think it's natural that they changed Mary Jane. When you look at New York, when you look at Queens, you're going to see like 1 out of 10 people is just a pure white kid. Because that's how it is. That's goddamn New York, okay? Look, like, you go there, and you're going to see straight up descendants of all those Italians that came here. Why? Because that's what happened. So
are they black or white?
Hold on.
What is he talking about?
So you're going to see all those Italians. Yes, I forgot about all those black Italians.
Did he just...
Wait, what is he talking about? I can't follow
it. Did he misspeak?
I don't know.
Was this a Freudian slip or something?
No, he's pretty much saying that...
So everyone's black and at the same time Italians?
He said Queens, but there's so many burbs of New York, and Queens is a really nice place these days. It's not as broken down.
Yeah.
It's been gentrified for a while now. So
yeah, even as a king.
Yeah. Yeah, but why did he say, you look at all those Italians when he mentioned that Mary Jane Watson should be black?
I don't know.
These anecdotal references are not very helpful for an argument. It just doesn't really help.
Did he not look over his video?
Did he not look and see what an Italian was?
Well, he's going on to like a different argument, and I'm just wondering how we transitioned from there.
Yeah, but did he halfway through his argument just go like, Italians, they come from Africa, don't they? And you're like, what? Maybe no.
It's like, whoa, slow down, buddy. Hold on, I'm not following.
Italians, they're like Ethiopians, aren't they? Since they both end in Ians. But no, that's not.
And that's why more characters need to be played by black people.
This is just such a stupid argument.
Like, what?
This is literally one of the stupidest arguments I've ever heard. And it's got even stupider now that he went, look at all those Italians, so Mary Jane Watson should be black.
It's like if you're talking about the ocean, and then all of a sudden you start talking about lions. It's like, whoa, because lions go to the swim, they go to the sea, they go underwater.
Yeah, they're called sea lions.
That's the connection. There we go.
Yeah.
All right.
This is very weird.
Here's
This is very weird.
Here's
I don't know what happened.
Here's Mike Testa. You're wrong, Eric. Donkey is white into subverted expectations. What?
Okay.
I don't know.
That makes sense.
Well, no, because it's Mike Testa. He didn't write that. I think
White people are donkeys. Yes.
Sure.
Donkeys are white people because they're the most popular character.
We have a black man voice acting a donkey, which represents a white man. You're like, what? Okay, why not? A reverse anthropomorphization, I guess, something like that. Mike Test again.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's Mike Testa. Hypothetically, let's say he died from being too dumb. Who are we talking about?
What, the guy? Because he started on a hypothetical question that literally ended with black Italians.
We think. We're not sure what he means by Italians.
I don't know.
Like, there's not many white people. I mean, look at all the Italians. I'm sorry.
Anyway.
Like, if people could see my face when he said that, it was just such a surprise look of like, what do you mean? Like, there's no white people. Look at all the Italians.
I don't know. Honestly, I thought I missed a beat or something.
Yeah.
This is a total different subject that he's talking about. I don't know how that plays into why we need a Black Mary Jane.
Well.
Yeah.
Or not why we play, but why it's okay.
According to my anecdotal experience of going through Queens, there are so many Italians. You're like, okay.
So Mary Jane needs to be black. Doesn't she need to be Italian?
Maybe there's.
Does that make more sense?
Maybe there's more.
No.
Maybe there's more to this statement. I don't know. Maybe we stopped too quickly. Let's keep going.
Is he saying all Italians have redheads?
I don't know. Maybe he's going to connect Italian genome with African genome. I don't know. Who knows?
Smud, I hope to God there's more, because honestly, I'm confused and a little bit scared.
I don't know. Yeah, let's see.
You're going to see descendants of everywhere from Europe, and you're going to see black people, and that's...
White people!
Black people from Europe?
What was he going to say? White people!
And, like, you're going to see like, loads of people from Europe. Yeah, the people from Europe are, like, white, so...
Plus, Zendaya, the actress or whatever her name is, she's not European, I don't think. Neither is Mary Jane.
The thing at the end of the day is, look at all these people from Europe. Yeah, but there's loads of different colours. No, because they're white. Literally, all the black, like, Europeans are because they immigrated into Europe. It's not because they originally came from Europe. So, I couldn't care if she had Scandinavian ancestry, she'd be white. If she had French ancestry, she'd be white. This is not an argument. Unless she's got African ancestry, you've got no chance of her being black otherwise.
What happens? Because that's the day and age we live in. So I don't see why people are so upset, considering it's in New York. This was a given and this was going to happen. Now, it's one of those things also where you really have to think about how they're framing their universe. And
it's New York.
The universe they got today has to differ from what was established in the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s. Because
90s.
Some of you might not want to admit it, but let's face it, when Spider-Man was invented, large portions of this country were against black people. So, inherently, you would have to make the entire cast white because...
Yeah.
No.
This whole argument is Mary Jane Watson was not made white because people hated black people.
No, Stanley and Steve Ditko did not create it out of hate.
I'm just
so fucking
reading
stupid.
the stats for 2018 in New York. The majority are white, 42.7%. Hispanic or Latino of any race, 29.1%. Black or African American, 24.3%. So that's 1/4 are black. The majority are white or Hispanic. So
I could see why people suggested this. This is so
you can make the argument for her being Hispanic because there's more Hispanic people in New York than black.
Yes. But we don't care about that minority. We only care about...
I don't know. Like, what's his argument? If you walk around, there's black people.
But he's saying, like,
yeah.
they hate it. They created it out of hating racism. It's like, okay, they created Luke Cage because they're racist towards white people. There.
Yeah.
You want to have these dumbass arguments? Let's go.
This is ridiculous. If you didn't know,
all you had to say was
70s and 80s, like they didn't like black people. What the fuck are you on about?
All you had to say was New York is multicultural, so if you're going to make a story about New York today, you're going to include a demographic that matches them. And in the movie, we have a lot of white guys, we have some black guys, we have some Asian guys, so it makes sense that one of the main characters might be not white. And you're like, okay. It's not a great argument, but it's not a statistical argument because if he brings that up, which he tried to do without numbers, he's going to say, well, the majority is white still. So
the majority is white except for all those Italians
and the Hispanics who are more blacks.
Yeah, and the Hispanics. Jesus Christ!
Like if you're going to talk about minorities, then you'll talk about the Native Hawaiians or the American Indians or the Asians, which are less number of blacks than blacks. So why not? Why wasn't Mary Jane Asian?
Yeah, because black. You got to be black. Jesus Christ!
Well, all this comes down to is
an odd obsession though. Like,
well, in reality, this comes down to the casting director finding someone they like for whatever reason, and we don't know what that reason is. That's it. It's just the casting director saying, hey, writer, producer person, I like this person. And you're like, okay, why is that? And look what she can do. This is her past experience. She can do the part. Okay, that's it. That's as far... If we want to go further, we could probably guess stuff, but I'm not...
Sure, maybe...
Yeah, it's just practical.
Yeah, maybe they thought it was the better choice, or maybe because they got the wokeness in them.
We could.
Then again, they are like in contract with Sony, I think. Still,
I don't want to assume all this political crap.
Absolutely.
I just want to say this is the practical idea. Someone hired them because they were good, and the other people above them agreed with it, and that was fine. I think that's as far as it goes. If there's evidence to prove otherwise...
Why does he need to go to that somehow the creators are somehow racist?
He is trying to justify it in some weird subjective interpretation.
It's like really every creator out there are just racist.
I've gone to New York last year in 2015. It was great. There were people that were not white there. And you're like, what? What's your point?
There was loads of non-white people, like those Italians. God, I hate Italians.
Here's Mike Testa. Donkey became white in 2 expectations subverted.
Right, because he became the white horse.
Yeah.
There you go.
He wasn't a black stallion. He was a white stallion.
Yeah, but so they basically just pulled a Michael Jackson, right? But the only difference is he went back. Michael Jackson.
The only difference is that Donkey didn't die of an overdose.
All right, here's Mike.
Okay, I didn't want to call
it. Here's Mike Testa one more time. Also, did you just call me White Testa? No.
Oh, yes. That'd be a terrible joke.
White Mike Testa. I don't know about that.
White Mike Testa.
Mike's
not to be confused with
White.
Not to be confused with Black Mike Testa, his evil cousin from Arkansas. I don't know. I just thought of
from Sicily.
I thought you said Arkham Asylum.
From Sicily with all the black Italians.
That island off all the immigrants went there for some reason.
All the black Italians got shunned to Sicily.
Yeah, I don't know. It was closer to Africa. I don't know.
Africa. It was a shorter boat ride. So
it's Italy. It's the same thing.
Oh dear.
Anyway.
Because if you made anybody into a black, you would sacrifice comic book sales. that's a problem.
Wait.
I'd like
How's that
to
a problem?
think since the 50s and 60s we've moved past that, and now we live in 2016 where that's not an issue. But then again, looking at who the hell might be leading our country this November, apparently I'm fucking wrong, and apparently skin color is the...
Oh,
Wait,
Jesus
is he
fucking
talking about
Christ.
Trump?
People care about,
Yeah, he's
but
about
few people
Trump,
care about
yeah.
good writing.
Where's
We
the
don't offer
bingo
that.
card?
Oh my God.
Wait, is he talking about Trump right
Who has
now?
the bingo
'Cause-
card?
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot about it. Yeah, I forgot.
Okay, so Orange Man bad, yes.
2016.
Oh God.
Yeah.
What does the
it's almost
president
like-
have to do with any of this shit?
Okay.
Really?
This
What
is
does
an
What
American.
does the president have to do with fucking Mary Jane Watson being black?
Well, I love it. He's proposing the question, right? Race change, in live action, is it okay? And he's just going on a diatribe about, racism's everywhere, white people bad, Orange Man bad.
Yeah,
Can
he's
we get back
Orange
to the
Man
question?
should be played by a black man.
I just
Well, he was.
also nothing that Donald Trump did was racist. Like, they can never point to me what he did was racist. It's just the fact that he hurt their feelings, and that's literally about it. He was mean to their fifis, so he must be racist because, I don't know, faggots gonna cry, aren't they? So
But he
Alright.
liked a post on Twitter about white supremacists.
yeah, I know. This is what I mean. They can never bring up anything to say what.
Even though the logical answer is like, he probably watched the video with the sound off. So he didn't even know what he was liking.
Yeah, but everything about Donald Trump is literally he made me cry because I'm a spaghetti little soy boy, and it's like, He
He's
hurt
such a
your
dumb.
feelings.
He's the dumbest president, right? But at the same time, he's like very evil, cunning, and very methodical. It's like what?
Yeah,
Oh yeah, and the
What is
election was rigged by Russian intervention.
yeah.
But the Biden thing is completely secure. It could never be meddled with.
Yeah. Pay no attention to the strange goings on. It's laughable. But here's the thing: Donald Trump ages your videos so badly.
Yes.
You can so clearly tell when something was written, and it's just like,
I'm surprised he put this in the video. Like, what rational human being does that? Like,
Well-
I'm going to talk about the president.
If they actually looked at
Well,
other stats to compare, like this is just 2016 before he was elected, but if you actually look at the stats for what presidents do for people outside of blowing shit up in other countries, they generally refer to the GDP as a measurement of the success of a president after they're done. Some of them refer to that as the average median income, and compare Obama's to Trump's. Obama had 8 years, Trump had 4. See which numbers are higher and why. It's not hard to figure out, but
well, just compare.
That reminds me, didn't
Biden.
oh, who knows? I couldn't tell you. He
that
screwed up a
reminds
lot
me,
of things.
didn't Trump also have a lot of the Hispanic vote?
Oh,
I
what
don't
was
know.
it that you shared? What was it that you shared today, Wisp? Was it the Democrats are now saying that they ran on a campaign of funding the police after the Republicans wanted to defund the police? They're actually saying that now. They're saying that Democrats are against defunding the police, and defunding the police is a Republican policy.
Okay. They
That's
went
from-
back
that's
on
from-
that now? That's funny.
Yeah, that's from the White House press secretary said that, saying that the Democrats never wanted to defund the police. It was the Republicans who wanted to defund the police. Joe Biden has always wanted a fully funded police force and has always been 100% pro-cop.
Okay. Jeez.
Strange world that we live in, isn't it?
Yes.
Where such blatant lies can be eaten up just because it's not. Biden can say anything, and the defense is, well, at least he's not Trump. I'm like, no, that's not.
Well,
that's not
hey, everything on the internet is true, right?
This isn't even like just something on the internet. This is literally from the White House themselves.
I know, but I feel like the internet's helping with that. It just spreads all over, and then people, they read it, and they get all googly eyed,
yeah.
repost it or whatever, and it's just what
then
the
they
hell?
literally forget. Then they forget what's happened. Like for like their entire lives, they're like, yeah, this must be true because they said it must be true. I'm like, wow,
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
all so fucking gullible. It's kind of embarrassing how gullible people are.
All right. Anyway,
But
Not even
I only
idiots
brought
are
that
buying
up.
into
I
this
only brought
crap.
that
You
up.
know?
I only brought it up because once you start mentioning Trump, it's literally because he hurt your feelings, and your psychopathic woman didn't win in 2016, and you got upset, and that's it. That's the only reason you lost. Like the people in the UK with the Brexit vote, it's not because they actually cared about Europe. No one ever said anything good about Europe before Brexit. It's because they didn't win, and it upset them that they started kicking and screaming because they're all entitled little dickheads who don't know how to taste defeat because they always got a participation trophy. Ugh.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah, all it is because they lost. It's like now that they won, they don't. Now that because their side won, they don't care about what the hell happens. Even though they're living through an utter nightmare, they're like, "Well, at least I won." It's like, yeah, well done, you won the apocalypse. Congratulations.
Yeah, got it. You cheated. Cool.
But you won shit. Cool, great. Yeah, but I still won. You lost.
Yeah, because nobody else was participating in the race. We don't care.
Yeah.
all right, let's go.
Anyway, yeah, sorry.
Can colors with everything now. It's the most important thing ever. It's not the traits of a character apparently that matters anymore. You know, it's all about what they look like now. So, fuck it, right? And then going along with that further.
Wait, no, but you literally are now saying that. No, but that's your argument. Is it?
Wait,
lost.
Hold on.
Right.
Yeah, I'm lost too. Because is he saying that as a good thing or a bad thing? I'm not following.
Yeah, because his whole thing is the fact that it's like these people should be black because black is part of their character. But I guess like the color of your skin is like all that matters. So fuck it. I guess it's like, yeah, but that's your argument for black characters. What the fuck is wrong with you? Don't have Right? Okay. He doesn't like race changing. He's just literally saying this because he thinks it's the right thing to say because he's a disingenuous prick on the internet.
Right. If no color matters, the only argument is what's the original character design, and why aren't you?
That's fine.
Why aren't you using it?
But that's not his argument.
Right. If the argument was it's not modern, if it's not like obviously he's not saying this, but if the argument is like, oh, nowadays New York is mostly black people, and you're like, oh, okay, you want to reinvent Spider-Man, and some of the characters are going to be mostly black because you want to use stats or whatever nonsense numbers you got. Great, you can make that argument. So, but that's not the case. So, and he's not making that argument. He's just saying, why not? It doesn't matter. If it doesn't matter, then why not white? Because there's more reason to have Mary Jane as originally as she was depicted than Asian Pacific or whatever.
But the other argument that he made is these characters have to be black because black is part of their character. It's like, so his argument is black people have to be black because black is all that matters for their character, but white people can be black because color doesn't matter about character. It's like you've got two such opposing views for your argument.
You need to pick one, dude.
I don't believe that. I honestly don't believe that you believe in your argument. I think you're literally just saying stuff to be woke, and that I honestly don't think this guy comes across as someone who I would call as spineless and who would literally change his entire belief system depending on the crowd that he's in.
I think so, because there's no linear train of thought with this guy.
Yeah, I feel that if he was in a group like us, he'd believe what we believe. If he was in a group of lefties, he'd believe what that's what this vibe gives me. So I don't believe that his argument is genuine with what he's trying to put across. I think he's just saying what he thinks people want to hear, and that's why it's an incomprehensible mess. this entire video.
Which is weird because given his friend that he does these videos with, where they are diverse, they're able to enjoy the shit just as they always intended. Why can't he? I don't know.
Well, I think that's because
Unless if they're woke too, then I don't know.
Yeah, but I think at this point he's probably caught up in the whirlwind of when it was all starting with the woke, and he didn't know what to say to keep him on their side, so he's flipping and flopping. Because this is one of the main problems that you notice about a lot of the content creators is they were very centrist and right leaning before 2016, and then they had to quickly shift to incredibly left leaning, and they didn't know how to do it to start with. So they always come across as flip-flopping. That's why they destroy their own argument, because they don't actually believe in what they're saying. They're just saying it because they've been told that's what you have to say. So,
all right, let's go.
Yeah.
Further, when you really think about what the issue here is, it's people arguing about Zendaya being Mary Jane Watson, but they don't really have a basis to argue on. You haven't seen anything she's done for the Marvel movies. Like, nothing. Like, we've seen one photo, maybe two photos of her, and we don't know what the context of those photos is, what's happening. We don't know anything, honestly. We don't know anything about this character and what they're doing with her. The same way we don't know what way they're portraying this Peter Parker. I mean, we got a glimpse into his world in Civil War, but that's a small glimpse out of this bigger universe they're building. And it would stand natural that if Peter Parker goes to school, that he's going to see and interact with various types of kids with various colors. I mean, say what you will about Sam Raimi's Spider-Man, and you guys know Spider-Man 2, and I've talked about this multiple times, is the reason I am the person I am today, but
Whoa.
Look at those movies and see how white they are, because
how white they are.
You cannot be serious, man. Oh, God.
Look how white they are. Man, you just...
but he based his existence off Spider-Man 2. Sam Raimi's Spider-Man.
So you...
Oh, God.
It transformed you into a self-hating white person?
I guess?
Yes.
It's so white. It's
Spider-Man 2
me.
made me the person I am today. Oh, dear Lord, Spider-Man 2's got a lot to answer for, hasn't it?
Wow.
Well, that explains his incoherent train of thought.
That just a billion-piece jigsaw has just fallen into place.
Now I'm going to talk about white privilege and white
when you
guilt.
Think about it, yeah, it's like, oh boy.
Look how white Spider-Man 2 is. I don't care. It's so white, I don't care. But it's really white.
That's so weird to say that. Yeah, it made me who I am. But if you look at that film, it's really white.
It's really white. So what you're saying is you support white power there.
I like it, but it's
person of color watches it. They're white, I guess.
I like it, but it's too white for me. It could have used some other kinds of people.
You could use some other coloured people, like maybe more Italians. Okay.
Little more Italiano, huh? A little bit of this, a little bit of that.
Italian Spider-Man. No, okay.
Spider-Man? Yeah, we make fun of all the minorities, right? That's the joke.
You got to watch the Italian Spider-Man intro. It's amazing.
Is that why it's really white?
Well, no, it's actually multicultural because it's Italian.
Yes.
Think
of the Italian.
It's really black because it's Italian and all Italians are black.
Oh boy.
Okay.
This is such an asinine argument. It's like it's the equivalent of like, oh, only black people can watch Luke Cage.
Leonardo da Vinci was
I guess,
a 6'4" black guy with an afro. Just remember that, guys.
Yes. So all black people are gay, right? But wasn't Leonardo da Vinci gay?
Probably.
Well, I do remember in Voyager was played by John Rhys Davies, so
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
Is he gay?
He is.
Oh.
He's awesome. He's Gimli.
Yeah, I know who he is. I'm now just asking: was this guy was he gay?
As a hologram character goes, I don't think that's programmable. They can't have sex on the holodeck.
Well, okay.
I have to look that up. That's interesting.
Maybe if he was on DS9, but not Voyager. Then again, who the hell knows what Janeway's doing? So much time spent with Da Vinci.
Janeway is. I feel sorry for the hologram programming on the Voyager.
She's not just drinking coffee all day, guys. That would drive her insane. But
Yeah, she's yeah.
Okay, here's
she's fisting the night away.
Here's Joe Crazy. The original birth of a nation made me the man I am today. Oh my.
Yeah, these are such blatant statements. It's like, I wish he would expand on that, but he's not going to, because he's an idiot. Like, what does that mean, really, white?
Mein Kampf, the book, made me the man I am today.
Oh boy, let's keep going.
Sam Raimi did want to capture the 60s spirit of everything, and they're just, that's not New York. That's not New York. I'm sorry.
You see people of all colors.
New York doesn't have the cleanest streets
movies
around like these movies portray. You go to Times.
Really? Are you serious? Where have you been? This guy lives in New York, right? I don't.
Does he?
I doubt it.
What the hell is he talking about? It's gentrified. It is gorgeous. He was about to say Times Square. It's amazing. There's other cities like Toronto trying to copy Times Square and not doing a great job, but we're still trying. Yeah. We have all these screens and lights and whatever. Yeah. We have something called Nathan Phillips Square. We have all these other sections of Toronto trying to be fancy. It hasn't worked out because of COVID. I can't check it out lately.
Dang, that sucks.
Look at all what like London does and everything. London tries to be like New York.
Yeah.
Everyone does. It's a big, gorgeous city. Does it have a garbage problem? I think all major metropolises do. Homeless problem, not as much. Yeah. The crime rate is decreased.
Oh, the crime rate has increased recently. But,
I wonder why.
And the homeless problem's gone down because they just shipped them all off to San Francisco. So
yes.
Back to California. Yeah, great place to live.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Anyway, okay, let's hear him talk how dirty New York is. Let's go.
Square, walk
horrible
street down. You're gonna see homeless people and trash everywhere, garbage bags everywhere.
There are homeless people everywhere in a metropolis. Everywhere. Doesn't matter where.
And that's a reality. The world.
Unless you live in Singapore, I hear there's nothing dirty there, but who knows?
This is what the movies seem.
Hold on, is he saying that? Okay, so any movie with a lot of trash, obviously it's a black movie, right?
It's not black enough because there's no homeless people or some bullshit. I have no idea.
White people, it's always clean and pristine, right?
What the fuck am I actually listening to? I'm listening to a man.
You're listening to a dumbass.
Mary Jane Watson has to be black because black people live in trash. So
that's what I mean. It's just ridiculous.
So when did black people become Oscar the Grouch? When did that happen?
I don't know.
Yeah, every major city has these issues. It doesn't matter if it's a really nice park. There's going to be. We've had all kinds of problems with homeless people in Toronto. Every area of downtown. Yep. It's not a big deal.
There's going to be crime. Okay.
Right.
Otherwise, Spider-Man wouldn't exist if there was no crime.
This is crazy. You literally can't say New York's trashy, so Mary Jane Watson has to be black.
I don't think anyone's ever said New York is perfect. So.
Even New Yorkers don't say that New York's perfect, and they used to really love their city. God.
New York and
All right.
To be portrayed. So maybe we should, instead of attacking them for being more accurate, maybe we should celebrate the
accurate?
fact that Marvel is acknowledging the fact that there are different skin colors out there, and you don't have to stick to source material all the time on a character, especially that's as bland as Mary Jane.
Okay, wait a second. Mary Jane
Whoa,
is not bland
what?
in the comic books. She is the flirty, outgoing party girl in the original run.
Yeah.
She is attractive,
Yeah.
playful, friendly. She is everything that Gwen Stacy is not.
She also has a little bit of a dark backstory regarding with her parents. I think there's abusive, and she puts on this facade, right?
Right. So you want
That's a blind character.
So his argument is because the original source material is old, or it's not like that anymore. But he's not giving me enough evidence to claim why you should change that. He's just saying New York is diverse. It's like it's always been diverse. What do you mean?
Yep, got it.
What do you want? What exactly? Again, this is not a problem with race. We don't care what race she is. No one cares. Just tell us why you want to change her to a black woman. If it's just to hire an actress,
why can't you make a new character?
If that's the case, hire an actress for a new character. Make it be a triangle love interest thing. That would be fine.
Yeah, why does she have to play Mary Jane?
And then you could have
who doesn't look like the character at all.
A Mary Jane who's a bit too, I don't know, a bit too flirty, a bit too playful. And then you have this other quiet, bookish kind of girl who is more...
Well, I mean, it's the MCU, and they're not doing Harry. You could just make a new character.
Yeah, why not?
Because I don't remember a Ned in the Spider-Man, so I don't know who this Ned character is. Supposedly he's like the Hobgoblin. I don't know if that's true, if he is.
I haven't watched it. I don't know. But if you're going to go this route and make this argument, just make your own. Like, you have a new idea. I'm going to make a scene where Peter Parker has to deal with female issues, and it's also about race. Great. Get another character. Make that scene, and whatever you want for drama or comedy, do it there. Great. No problem. That's it. That way,
no, she's boring because she's white.
Well, I don't know if they're going to be boring. It's up to the writer, but that way you can maintain the source material if that's one of the problems, and as well as have your scene and do whatever you want in that scene. We don't care. Go ahead, go crazy. It's new. It's fresh. It's New York. Whatever you think New York is, whatever your perception of the population of New York is these days.
The way you said New York then reminded me of the intelligent gremlin from Gremlins 2.
I'm trying to remember.
New York.
We're
very
New York style.
Intelligent people.
There are so many.
I'll take my colleague here.
Well,
over there.
There's a lot of New York accents.
I'm walking here.
Yeah, Manhattan, Queens.
Well, no, it's the brainy gremlin from Gremlins 2.
The brainy gremlin.
You know that one.
Specifically.
I'm trying to remember, honestly. It's been a while.
Specifically. Honestly, wouldn't you hear it? The way you said New York, it just reminded me of, like, when he goes, New York.
Okay.
Are you trying to say Smudge the Gremlin?
Possibly. Maybe.
I can't eat after midnight, or else I get it cranky. I don't
know. That's just being Canadian. That's not being...
In some part of the world, it's midnight. Oh, my... All right. Mike Testa, she has a dark backstory. Gotcha. So we make her.
Oh, okay.
So we make her black.
I was like, oh, here we go. Yeah. That's the thing. Mary Jane, has abusive parents. Her father specifically, and again, she puts this facade on.
That was in the Sam Raimi movie too.
I don't know how he came away from it. It was bland, I mean, yeah, sure, maybe the Raimi films fucked it up. Sure, that's something to criticize, but that's not Mary Jane.
But she was really bland in those movies, isn't as an actor.
No, I know, I understand, but that's not Mary Jane at that point.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, I agree. I'm agreeing. It's very strange.
All right.
Very strange.
Okay. We're like 30 seconds, pretty much. Who knows what he's going to say next?
Patreon.
So let the hate commence.
Isn't it funny how geek culture is just everywhere
Yeah, we're
these
done.
days? I mean,
We're done, yeah.
Yeah, I knew it.
Oh.
Patreon. This guy's an idiot. Thank God I stopped watching him.
Geekfuel.com, CBC, is that cannabinoids? What is he selling? Comic book? Oh, it's Comic Book Club, okay.
Mystery boxes, I guess.
No, I thought he was selling like
mystery box.
CBC oil or something. I have no idea.
Why not?
It's just the comic book cast. That's all it is.
For the white people.
For the whites. The whites. The whites and the
The
comic
whites.
books.
For the whites, the Italians, and the Sean Connery.
And the black Italians.
Sean Connery.
We're also Italian.
Indeed.
The Black Italians.
I once met a
Call
black
this
Italian
archaeology?
back in Caracas.
I can't believe he literally went. Have you seen New York? It's filled with like Italians.
I was in New York once. I was filming on the set of James
on a
Bond.
sidewalk.
Come to think about it, did he even answer the question? Is
No.
it okay?
No. He just went. I guess we're gonna have to accept that white people get changed into black because there's Italians in New York.
Let the hate commence.
Let the hate commence. Well, yeah, because it's such a stupid argument.
Yeah, I'm not even going to
Yeah, because
bother.
you're an idiot.
I have a few things listed
It's
for a comment. I'm like, dude, this
a
is...
5-year-old video.
But yeah, it doesn't matter. It really
It's
doesn't.
5 years.
It's
It doesn't. It
No,
doesn't
he's
matter.
not going to get it. He's going to
Yeah,
read it
something
and
like
think
that.
you're white supremacist.
Yeah. You're going, oh my god, Sean Connery's come back from the dead. Tell me that I did something wrong.
Back in my day, we just said hello.
It's because I'm Italian.
Because I'm Italian, isn't it? Mamma mia. It's because I'm Italian.
We do have some actually pretty decent
So
black...
Super Mario's black.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
Oh my god. But,
That explains why Mario raps in the Mario show.
That's true. Hey, let's go do the Mario. Oh, okay. That's the whole damn song. It's all he says. Take one step.
the Mario.
And then that's it. The whole song. It's a dumb song. I don't know why. It's such a big deal. Oy. Okay, that wasn't so long. I wish we could have done the other video. That was the why are all female villains in Batman bisexual, dealing with nihilism.
Oh yeah, what happened to that?
It wouldn't load and watch together. It was age blocked, age restricted, so it doesn't load properly, so I can't play it,
Oh,
unfortunately. But this one was just another version of weird interpretation. I actually do recommend watching that video just because it's so funny. It would have been fun to cover, but
it's probably a bunch of headcanon, right?
no, she's basing everything. Okay, there is actual evidence of Catwoman being bisexual officially, but the rest of the stuff is all from the Harley Quinn movie or the Harley Quinn cartoon. And there's only 3 characters. That's it. You're like, Batman has like a rogues gallery.
Oh, she thinks.
Yeah, she thinks the women, all the women in Batman are bisexual. It's like, no.
That's weird because Harley Quinn she's madly in love with Joker.
Yeah.
So,
The Huntress.
I don't know how that works, but
is
okay.
in love with what the hell? I can't remember his name. In the animated series, it was The Question, I think.
So
Roy?
I can't remember the name of the guy, but yeah, there's lots of characters who aren't gay. This is dumb.
yeah,
Yeah.
there's at least like 4 characters who aren't gay.
And it's really not an issue. It's like whoop-de-doo. Like no one cares.
No,
Like
Black
I think it's
gay.
I think it's more the fact that they literally go female character bisexual, and you're like, why? It's like bisexual is the in thing. It's like okay.
they'll probably pull up some stats of like there's more women that are bisexual than men. And you're like, so Again, who cares?
I just thought to pull up some stats. Due to the high number of Italians in New York, all the characters have to be bisexual.
We got to open
Then
up.
they'd be more interesting.
Hey, we got to have more pizzerias in Manhattan. You know,
Yeah.
we're all Italians here. Where's the pizza? It's like, have you been to New York? There's pizza everywhere. Need more pizza over here. Okay. Good Lord. Speaking of Mario,
David DeLuca over here.
yeah. Speaking of Mario, have you seen The Legend of Zelda? No. My memory does not remember. It does not collect thoughts anymore.
Mm-hmm.
All the animated Zelda has been bad. It's all bad.
I'm not going to say the line anyway.
Yeah. All right. Well, that was great. Thanks, guys, for tuning in. It was fun times. Have yourself a great evening.
I've got some stream memes.
Oh, damn it. Damn it.
Yeah.
Who did them?
You got stream memes,
Walk
man.
away.
I wanted to go.
We ain't going.
We're
All
adding
right.
another hour to this video.
There we go.
I can't believe you just went, damn it. You like your stream memes.
I know. I wanted to get a drink. I'm tired. Boxers are everywhere. What? Mateus,
Yeah, 'cause Wish
boxers?
said that she was making. Yeah, I think he meant to put boxers, but since he's Brazilian and they don't speak English, he put boxers.
It's like underwear or like people punching things in a chest.
Both.
I don't know.
Box
Kyle,
and box.
oh my God, Kyle, I can't read this, sir. What am I looking at here?
It's all
These are
the
the
redheads.
redheads that turned black.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
yeah.
you got Annie, Starfire, Kid Flash. Oh yeah, what's that guy's name? Heimdall, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Girl.
the names are on
Thor.
the names are on the pictures as well.
I can't. It's way too
Oh,
tiny.
I can't see it. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's too tiny.
All right. Well, thank you anyway.
Oh, Iris West. I forgot about that one. Yeah.
So there is the.
Wait, did they really change a redhead from The Witcher
What?
Yeah.
black? Oh
Yeah.
no.
Oh, you're right. You did. Yeah. Yeah, they did. So here's the what's the movie called? The Spider-Man
Homecoming.
Homecoming. There you go. So there's the MJ. Her name is not Mary Jane, but it's MJ.
Yeah, it's Michelle Jones or whatever.
What is this?
Oh, that's Snow White one. Yeah, that's a new Snow
I
White.
don't remember that, or I don't know.
Snow White?
Yeah, that's the actress they've got to play Snow White.
Yeah, the problem with that is it's described as she has skin as white as snow.
Snow. Yeah, I know. It's kind of simple when you look at that, but obviously the people who were recasting it have only got like single-digit IQs.
Like if you're talking about race being a thing in literature or whatever, that is a pretty like it's described that way to be a certain way. But hey, whatever. That's fine.
Yeah, I know.
Market
That's
3D
so,
gets debated.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
JoJo's.
What is? Oh yeah, okay. She's
Oh, that's-
Valkyrie.
Oh, Valkyrie. I hate this bitch, man. I hate it. Oh boy.
Give me
I'm
some.
glad her career's like completely stalled and collapsed after.
I really want. I really want
Has
to see
it?
some.
I hope so.
I really want to see some
Well, what she-
blonde, strong, buff women with swords. That would have been awesome.
I'd rather see Lady Civ.
Well, yeah,
She was
obviously
awesome.
she was awesome until I forgot about her.
Yeah.
She was in the Agents of Shield, which was cool.
Yeah, that was awesome.
I liked her. Yeah. The South will rise again, Spider-Man. And it will
No.
be led
South
by
will
me,
rise again, Spider-Man.
the Grand
The Wizard
Wizard.
and me, the Grand Wizard Goblin. You've got to do it in the voice. Kid. You can't just do it in a smooth, relaxing Canadian accent.
Oh my God, what's happening here? Here is your N-word pass.
Here's your N-word pass.
And the Hawk's a doctor.
because I used to.
All right.
Mm.
But Mateus, you're too white. You can't give out the N-word pass.
Francisco, Mom, I had a nightmare. Can I sleep in your room tonight? And it's
Oh no! Oh no!
Wait,
What is that?
Oh, there's a lot.
what's
It's
the secret?
There's a lot
hentai?
involved.
That looks like
Yeah.
the
Well, there's
what is
yeah.
that? The Day the Earth Stood Still, the robot with the visor.
Oh God, Francis, I can't believe you. Oh my God.
Oh my god! Say his name. You won't be laughing when he kills you. The pee pee poo poo.
Where did that meme come from?
I don't know.
Okay, so yeah, I see the uncensored version. That's interesting.
Yeah.
He distorted it. That's funny.
Hey, you know, male fictional figures that had a close relationship. I bet they were boning each other. This is definitely
yeah.
wholesome uwu, and totally not a creepy hypersexual way to see the world and male friendship.
And male friendship. Where did that come from?
I don't know what this is.
Is this
What
from
the hell are these-
are the gay guy?
Is it?
Yeah, where did those free memes come from?
I don't think these are memes. I think just weird stuff.
Oh, the next one's alright.
This emoji is from a server that is either private or unavailable. Oh well. Sorry, Owie. I disagree. Wisp Stardust is not bad. And Wisp is like, no, it sucks.
Mhm.
It's
It's gotta be. It's not oi. Right?
AOE. It means love in
Oi,
Japan?
kaigono.
Yeah. Market 3D. Here we go. They're still talking about Stardust. What are they trying to achieve with this elongated discussion on which completely subjective opinion is valid?
Thanks,
The
V-Wagon.
one
Very
that
cool.
falls in line with the objective. That's how it works, right?
Yeah, which was mine. Yes.
You know what else everybody likes? Parfaits. But is it ice cream parfaits? Or is it beef
Or is it
parfaits?
yogurt?
There's all kinds of meat parfaits you could eat. In case you didn't know that. Liver parfait is delicious. Anyway. Our president is no longer black, but Mr. Clean is? What?
Jesus Christ.
They changed Mr. Clean?
So
Yeah.
is he played by Terry Crews now?
Mr. Clean!
He makes that joke. I swear.
That'd be awesome.
They called me
Yeah.
the Black Uncle Fester.
Oh, God. Gorgeous Rex. Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 2 made me the man I am today. Spider-Man 2. A garbage man.
Oh,
Oh, boy. What a thing to say. A movie made me the man. Like, come on, dude. You can't be that sad.
Spider-Man 2. And that's what it's Spider-Man
I mean,
2.
I don't have
Spider-Man
a
2
problem
made
with
me
that,
the
but
man I
like-
am.
Yeah, it's like
it's
Spider-Man.
like pick a good movie, you
like,
know?
Star Trek changed my life. You're like, what? What are you talking about? It's just, like,
If your life, if you've not achieved much, if you literally go, Spider-Man 2 made me the man I am today. How possibly could it make you the? How is that even a thing? You watched the movie.
Well, that's fine, but then he's like, "Oh, but it's a pretty white movie when you think about it." It's like, okay,
Yeah.
so you're shitting on it and giving it praise at the same time. How does that
he
track?
combines-
That's weird.
he combines his politics
my
with his
God.
love of fandom, yeah. Oh, this is
I've just
me.
seen the next meme.
My brain doesn't collect thoughts of me memories anymore.
Yeah,
Memories.
Oh, the last
Slider.
one. Well, excuse me, Princess.
Smud's yellow.
yeah. Excuse me, princess.
Yeah.
I didn't want to say it.
Well, it
It's
happens like
the end of the
multiple
episode.
times an episode, so you won't miss it.
Yes.
Commander
Mhm.
Shepard and the teeth. That's his teeth, right?
Rawr.
They're the
Oh
same,
my-
I guess.
I think it's meant to be Winnie the Pooh with like down.
Like, dude.
All right. Well, we're finally done. Thank you guys. Thank you, Wisp, wherever you are. Thank you, Eric, and of course Hawk popping on. See, it wasn't
thank
so
you.
bad. It just
Appreciate it.
a lot of bad takes, but didn't hurt our brain. So these guys.
No, it was.
It hurt my brain because
Well,
he's
he's
just Italians. That's why Mary Jane's black.
That's
I'm
funny.
done.
That's hilarious. Come on.
This
To be
influx
honest,
of black Italians.
a lot.
Oh my god. Why can't Mary Jane be black?
He went. Mary Jane should be black because, like, look at the demographic of New York. There's a lot of Italians. Okay.
And all
Go
their
look at Texas. A lot of Mexicans.
all
That's
their
why she should
pizza
be
and
black.
patty eating ways. All those Jamaican patties they put in their pizzerias. Come on. It's normal. It's what's happening.
I'm gonna be honest. I did actually zone out after you mentioned that. I was like, I'm done. I'm just whatever, mate. You can say whatever you want.
I was like,
It's all gonna be wrong.
What?
All right. Let's call it a day. Thank you guys. We'll talk to you soon. Have a great
Yeah.
evening.